Come on in and welcome to the very first episode of the new revamped Kickin Back Chat Show podcast. That's right, I'm going to be having some guests on the show and having some chats, alright? And I did that in this very episode. Very exciting stuff, alright? If it's your first time here, that's pretty crazy. My name is Dan Frampton. I run this YouTube channel. Mostly we talk about punk rock, emo, hardcore, that whole alternative scene. But right now, we're doing a long form type podcast where I sat down with Johnnie Guilbert for about 3 hours to have an entire discussion about his journey through YouTube, because it has been a messy one. He opens up about a lot of really personal, deep, dark stuff that he really didn't have to, but I really appreciate the fact that he was able to be so vulnerable, especially on this little ass channel. So I don't want to waste any more time up front. I'm just going to get to this 3-hour discussion, but I will warn you, the audio is a little fucked up at the beginning because I had the audio slider down, but it's only for like the first minute and a half of the interview, and then it's smooth sailing all the way through. So without any further ado, I give you singer, songwriter, YouTube legend, I know it's going to make him feel old to hear this, but YouTube OG, Johnnie Guilbert. Alright, so we're kicking back with Johnnie Guilbert. Hey Johnnie, how's it going, man?
It's going pretty chill, you know. I'm just in YouTube jail currently, so I'm just waiting to, be free from that and be able to post again, and just kind of been planning a lot of like music videos and stuff, trying to get that going more consistently and better, and maybe get labels to eventually give a fuck about me.
Okay, true. So that actually kind of like leads me to like the first like couple things that I wanted to talk about. But like, yeah, let's talk about this current YouTube suspension. So like,
okay,
yeah. So what what's going on there, man?
I just like, well, I did an Omegle video and I showed a guy holding a bag that he referred to as Coca-Cola, I'll say, just for your, to protect your channel. I didn't really think much of it because, like, well, one, I don't know, like, I mean, like, who knows if it really is. I assumed it probably was because it looked like it, but I didn't really think much of it because usually when I film those videos, I'm like, there's like 3 rules. Make sure there's no private parts being shown in my Omegle videos, no slurs, bleep out all those, and I don't know what the other rule is, but that's
you know the rule when you're faced with it. Like, okay, well that can't go there.
The 3rd rule now is don't show people having drugs.
True, absolutely, yeah. Probably like children with drugs would also be a big taboo as well.
Showed him doing that. The video got instantly age restricted. A lot of my Omegle videos do. And then then I was like, okay, whatever. It's just not going to perform as well. It like killed my views on it. I was like doing really well. It was like a 2 out of 10. You can see like the analytics, and then age restriction, it went down to like an 8 or 7, and I was like, fuck, that sucks.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, age restriction will do that. It'll just like instantly tank all discoverability. It's like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
For sure, it's really brutal. But yeah, so then a few days later, it got like fully removed, and I was like, that sucks, but I'm not that surprised. And then it got me a strike as well. So for like a week, I can't post on YouTube, and you get 3 strikes in like a certain time frame, your channel can be deleted. So it happens.
It happens for sure. So have you been doing like these Omegle videos since like the dawn of like the Omegle kind of like trend or whatever? Because it's been like one of those like mainstay kind of go-to topics for channels that just
it's always an easy thing to like hit on again, like, to go back to. I mean, like, I probably did my first one, it was like 9 or so years ago. Like, I remember like it was back when I like was doing videos with BryanStars and stuff. Like, it was early on my channel, so I never did them like super actively though. I have like a total of like probably 20 throughout my YouTube career. It wasn't until like the last year or so that it became like something that people really gravitated towards, and I had a couple of my videos become like my biggest ones that were Omegle ones. But I don't know, it's kind of exhausting. Like, it's hard because you'll film for hours and hours, just like, I'm on there just to get like hated on. Like, I want to get people that are going to say like out of pocket shit about me.
Of course.
Yeah, that's the content. So like, I'll have people like being like, Johnny, let me know when you go on Omegle so I can meet you. And I'm like, no offense, that's not why I'm on there.
No, that's not the content exactly. No, for sure.
But yeah, they're videos that get me in trouble a lot. So I just need to be more aware of that and just, you know, censor old bad words probably, and just, you know, make sure that if I show anything like that, like I'm gonna re-upload the video, but I like put an image over the bag of drugs.
Right, of
And
course. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then I bleeped out the word, and so I'm hoping this, like, because that's gonna be probably the first video, I'll just re-upload it, you know, like censored, bleeped out more cuss words. So I'm hoping like maybe this time it will do better. Maybe it will just like not even get age restricted, or maybe it will get strike down again, and I'll have 2 weeks where I can't upload videos or something. Hopefully not that one, because it feels really long when you're in this kind of purgatory jail of YouTube.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, in your experience, like when you do like because this isn't your first time having a video
Yeah.
tampered with by YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you've had to make adjustments, we'll say, and then re-upload.
100%. Yeah.
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 Not only does that sound like stressful, like doing work twice, and
Yeah,
then
that sucks.
yeah, for sure. But like,
Yeah, one of the recent ones like that you responded to as well was the Island Boy one, and that was all good. Like the video got taken down. I made a video on the Island Boys, like, you know, making out with each other.
Right.
And they're obviously brothers. And yeah, it was like I the problem that they had with it was that I showed them kissing. I also had a really crazy title for it, but I thought my title was funny, and I guess there's a difference in like, because I used the word inbred in it, and you know.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, I think it's yeah.
That's a saucy word. That's a tempting word to want to use. Yeah, no.
It was a good title.
Oh,
It was like,
dude.
I called it like the most inbred TikTok brothers or something. It was a great title.
Damn. Yeah, no,
And,
that's good.
It was good, and then like and it was all doing well, and I figured it was fine because like I've seen videos of like, you know, people that are inbred like on YouTube, so I was like, oh, it's fine if I use that in my title, right?
Well,
like,
no, of course, in TLC, like it's like all over the like the shock value kind of thing. For sure, for sure.
But they had a problem with it because one, the title was edgy. I probably maybe should have been more aware of that. I was a little worried about it. But then the title also, like, you know, then I showed them actually like kissing. I didn't blur it out or whatever, and I guess they had a problem with that, so they removed it, and then I appealed it, and they brought it back after a couple days.
Right, they brought it back though after your re-upload of it though, right? Like you already made the censored re-upload of it, and then they went back and were like, no, it's all chill, no worries, Johnny, everything's cool, dude.
Yeah, and then they took it down again.
So there was a point where there were both of these videos live on your channel at the same time, right?
For about like 3 days, I would say. And I was like, I'm gonna wait it out because I just like figured it could happen again. And like if they told me exactly what was the problem or whatever, they have YouTube tools like the blur tool and etc. or cutting tools. I could have done that and kept the video up. It was like one of my better performing videos, and one that I put a lot of time into because I was doing a lot of deep dive stuff at that point, or reaction, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, they had both of them up, and then like even though they brought it back later on, they went and took it down again, and it's like, luckily I had the censored version, that one's still up, but it's currently like completely, it was at like 250,000 views and got like completely like vanished off the internet now. It's just like my Omegle video. It's completely, I didn't get a strike for it though. It just got removed. So
right. So how many channel strikes are you sitting on right now? Just the one?
Just one.
Yeah. Okay, but still, one is still a scary
I think
time.
I think I've probably only had this being one of them, probably 2 channel strikes my whole career. Like I don't think it's not something that's happened to me a lot. I've had, you know, age restrictions, like insanely constant age restrictions, especially during the adpocalypse and stuff.
Dude, no, for sure. I wasn't like really making content around then, but
it was rough.
I could only imagine.
Like, every video I would upload instantly would be yellow marked, and they would be like, oh, it's like it doesn't affect views or whatever. But I maybe my content wasn't as good. I don't know. I felt like that was when I was doing a lot of vlog stuff though, and it was doing well. So it kind of felt like it was affecting it though. But I don't want to be one of those people that completely says that it was. But it's I don't know why they would want to promote something that they don't feel like they can make as much money off of, and you know, especially during that time. So I assume that it did affect recommendations and stuff.
No, for sure. I mean, I think sorry, maybe this is like, you know, tinfoil hat type stuff, but I mean,
sure.
So mostly now, like if you're in the good graces, you can basically be like, yo, my content is this. I do this in the video, and you can basically control that to a certain extent on your end while uploading the video now. And if you're like a good boy, then you can kind of keep doing that. But still, I've been hit with the yellow sign, and it'll be like right away. Like I can and like I said, it might be conspiratorial, but like right away, I can see when a line starts doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't need to have like hundreds of thousands to see what a dip looks like. I'm not a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
No, because no matter what, you know what your average viewer count is usually per video, especially when it's on certain topics. And age restriction, no doubt. Like I did a video on this personality named Johnny Elbows, and that video, it wasn't even bad, like really. But for some reason it got age restricted. He did say one sus thing that I like commented on the video. So.
Right.
I'm actually surprised my Brandon Brutal video never got age restricted.
Dude, true. Yeah, no, for sure. But like,
that was a wild one.
They both were, man. Like, honest to God. But like, yeah, you were like ground level with the Brandon Brutal one or whatever. Like the Johnny Elbows thing was kind of like a trending topic, and you were weighing in on it. But like that Brandon Brutal one was kind of like, yo, I've been following this guy for a while, dog, and
I live streamed with him once before. You know, I just thought he was a interesting personality, and like he still like says he didn't do it and stuff. And I mean, there is the possibility that he didn't and stuff. I guess slightly that could be out there, but it's just very unlikely. Like I've looked into it a lot, and if I were to pull up things now, like. I mean, if you go to his TikTok likes now too, he'll be like, how could I do that when I've liked, you can look at his TikTok likes and it's just adult women like seductively and stuff. And he's like, no, I wouldn't talk to minors. Look at what I like. It's like, that's not normal behavior to be like trying to use that as leverage, but okay.
Yeah, no, not at all. But
I was worried when I made that video, because I was like, I just knew like he like struggles with his mental health, but I was like, it's such an interesting topic, and I wasn't really, I mean, I guess it's just, I don't know, I figured like at the end of the day, it's not my responsibility to fully worry about something that someone else is doing that's wrong, like I should be able to commentate on that.
No, 100%. And a lot of the times people that are behaving that way do suffer from mental health stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, where do you got to draw the line in the sand with that?
Yeah, I could still sympathize for it, to a degree, with also criticizing his personality and things that he's done. So.
No, and honest to God, and even with like Miley Cyrus's brother, which we'll probably get around to, like, you're very nice. And I did a kind of video, reply to you, but kind of like piggybacking off of you, to be honest. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Johnny did the nice boy version. I'm gonna do the rude boy version. So like, you gotta create diversity in the marketplace, even though you're doing the same kind of thing. So like, I was like, okay, time to be a jerk. But
the Trace Cyrus one was weird because like Metro Station, like one of my favorite bands from especially that alternative scene, like in that way of the MySpace world. And Mason is actually, I've known Mason for a while. He's really cool. And Trace I didn't know as well, but we've been around. Like I went on Warped Tour and he was on there, and they were always very kind to us, and like especially the YouTubers on Warped Tour, like not like hating on us, which was really cool.
Oh, that's that actually kind of goes a long way when you're a YouTuber rubbing elbows with those kinds of people, because it's easier for them to be like dickheads and snobs. Yeah,
there was a lot of people that were just not a vibe, but like now all these musicians like tap into Twitch and YouTube and they do all that. But
well, no, of course. No, for sure.
A lot of people didn't. But yeah, Trace, like I was worried to make that video, and like I don't know if I will make as many videos on people that I personally know, because it's just like really exhausting mentally for me, to be quite honest, after that. Maybe I will, I don't know. Like I probably will. I just like that one was rough because well, one of the main things that like I think was a lot of people are like, oh, he had his opinion, and I'm like, that's fine, he can have his opinion. He publicly said it. I'm going to share my opinion and let people know what I think, which I felt is fair. And he eventually like DM'd me about it and stuff. He at first he unfollowed me on like Instagram after it and stuff, and I was still following him because I was like, just because I disagree with you on this thing doesn't mean like I like hate you or anything. And I try to get that across in the video. It wasn't like, I'm just also standing up for people that I believe, I was giving that other perspective, I guess.
Yeah,
And,
no, absolutely. So just like what was the drama? Just refresh my memory. Just like the quick bullet points.
The drama was that Trace was on Twitter and he was pretty much saying that if you do OnlyFans content.
Oh, okay, true.
No, respectful guy or whatever is going to ever want to be with you. And I could see that it would make things harder. There's not as many people that are going to be comfortable with that. But to say nobody would want to be with you and stuff, and also it just doesn't benefit anyone to say that. But you can say whatever on the internet. And
they do. People definitely say whatever on the internet. They just say like the most blanket statement as if it's 100% true, and they just like stand behind it and like will die on every single hill imaginable. It's insane what people say.
Yeah, so he just like he said that, and a lot of people were freaking out, like annoyed with it. And to be quite honest, I know there's a lot of creators in that world that have relationships. I don't know if Trace currently has a relationship, so it's kind of funny to hear that from somebody that's single when a lot of these OnlyFans creators are in relationships, I thought.
Yeah, that's a funny bit of irony to add into that little drama as well. Yeah, for sure.
It's just like people, it could make things harder when you work in that, world of online creation. And I don't know if I personally would be comfortable being with someone that does that type of content, but to say that, even just say it in general is just insane. And it just doesn't, like, you don't have to be with people that do that content. That's fine.
No, there's like literally millions of other people out there. Like, I don't know,
absolutely.
Dude. Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. I made a video on it. I just kind of like said exactly what I was just saying there pretty much. And then I also brought up a clip of, they had a song called 17 Forever, and I was doing some research because I always knew that song was a little odd. And then I brought up a clip of him like saying, oh, it's about like exactly what it sounds like, pretty much.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily write it, supposedly, like his keyboardist did, but he said that in an interview, and I was like, it was an interview from 14 years ago, so he was probably like 20 or something. But
no, of course.
Yeah.
No, I didn't write the song about. No, I didn't write the song about trying to be in a relationship with a kid. That was my keyboardist. Yeah. No, that wasn't me. Okay.
Yeah, but well, like in that interview, he like stood up for it. So it was just like, but that was years ago. Hopefully his perspective changed on that. But yeah, he eventually DM'd me, and he was like hurt by it, and he was like, oh, like I wish you just like talked to me, like DM'd me about it, because we known each other and stuff. And I was like, hey man, I don't personally know you that well. Like I do know you, but I don't know you. Like we don't kick it. Like I haven't probably seen him in like 2 or 3 years. Like we never like actually kicked it. And you publicly posted something. I publicly disagreed with it. I wasn't trying to rag on you, like just to rag on you though. It was just me giving my side on something that I disagreed with, and I still followed you because I can look past that. But I'm gonna, not stay silent on something that I disagree with, especially as somebody that was doing commentary YouTube videos at that time. Like, so eventually he was like, we kind of like squashed the beef, I think. And then he was like wanting to apparently take me to the gym. He was saying to like work, like help me like gain muscle, because he said it helps with depression and stuff. And I was like, I'm good, but thank you. And
okay, I was gonna ask, so what do you think about that, Johnny? You gonna be doing like some squats and some deadlifts soon, or what? You're gonna be...
It's not for me.
It's
but, not. Especially it feels like, I don't know, like he's like wanting to like hang out and stuff. Like he like said like in like when he's like in town in LA, we should like hang out and get dinner or something. And I'm just like, nothing against him. I just don't really feel like what's the point, and I also just don't really feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, to be quite comfortable honest. Was going to be the word that I would. Yeah. No,
it seems awkward. Like I know there's going to be tension to a degree, because like what I said in my video was, it's not the nicest. Like I was disagreeing with him, and I brought up a fucking clip where he like said something really sketchy. So, so like, like I'm not trying to like just, I would never just shit on him to shit on him and stuff. But
no.
He just like pretty much said like, oh yes, I've seen some videos where you're depressed and stuff, and I really related to them. And I, he wanted to help me because like he said that working out like helped him, get out of his depression and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's sweet, but it's not really something I want to do. but you know, he eventually like refollowed me, and I think, you know, we're as cool as we could be for what the situation was.
That's as good as you could ask for, I guess. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't really want to like go and have dinner with him or like go to the gym personally.
Imagine that evening, Johnny. Just imagine that.
But
evening.
if we're at a party or something and we happen to see each other, or we go to a show and he's there and stuff, like I'll totally be friendly and we can have a conversation about the situation.
Dude,
and,
of course.
you know, yeah,
yeah. You're like,
I think,
you're an adult. Like, yeah, for sure.
I think for the most part though, the video or the conversation we had in the DMs, that was extremely long, because it just, I don't know, he kept on like saying something else when I was like, okay, I think I get the point. You know, I'm sorry that it hurt you, but you know, I was just saying my perspective on it. Okay, sure. And then he would say something else, but I think for the most part, like that's as much as I could say though. Like, I'm sorry, but like you said something, I'm sorry it hurt you. That, you know, I knew that was gonna happen, but it what you said hurt me and other people. So
yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. But then you said he unfollowed you on everything. Then did he like
only follows me on Instagram, but he unfollowed me and he said he got like emotional and like, you know, let it get to him. But after talking, he like refollowed me because he like, and I told him, I was like, you don't have to follow me if you don't want to. It's fine. I'll keep on following you. It's fine, because I, you know, I'm not like, oh, you're the worst person ever or anything. I just disagreed with what you said.
Well, no, and you were very like clear about that in your video. There was no like bus he was being thrown under. It was like, here's the clip. Couple, like, here's my opinion on the clip. I don't know. It's fucking easy as that. Huh?
And I brought up a lot like his like sisters, you know, doing like, you know, the work that, you know, the video, like they do like, you know, lewd like music videos and
that they do. And
even
he does. You even showed his Instagram where he's like laying on the ground naked with a naked lady on top of him being like, buy my record, please. So it's like, you're like, using sexuality to sell stuff. And that's the very thing you're criticizing, buddy.
Yeah. And I get that, like, obviously full like on nudity is like a different like thing and stuff. And
of course.
We're grown adults. We choose who we end up with. I don't see why we have to project on, I don't know. It just felt really like, trying to push your views on the world at people, and I get you can do that. It's just people are going to disagree, so that's where that ended. We're good.
Yeah, no,
you know,
okay.
nothing but good vibes to him, and I wish him well, and you know, maybe hopefully one day we do see each other and it's all good, and he is chill, and we'll take a selfie and we'll be like, we chilling. So.
Yeah, no, true. So that was like 14 years ago or whatever, but like you've been on YouTube, man, for goddamn, I can't remember like a time on like at least 2010s past YouTube without Johnnie Guilbert on it. So like that's kind of going to bring me to like the whole like origin story. Now, it's kind of a sensitive topic because of the ages involved and the creepy nature of it all. And I don't want to like, you know, be a dick and be like,
no, you're all good about it. You can literally talk to me about anything. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I talk about it all. I talk about it all the time. Like, it's not like I'm not somebody that's like, I'm fine. I find it interesting.
No, it definitely is interesting. So, okay, I could go over it to tell the people what it all was, but how about we get it from Johnnie Guilbert himself? Just like take me through BryanStars. Well, who was that? What was MyDigitalEscape? Yeah. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when I was like younger, I like, you know, started watching YouTubers probably around like 12 or so. I made a couple channels beforehand, you know, and I was trying to be like Smosh and Ryan Higa and, you know, those type of people that were really popular back then. And eventually I deleted those channels, but
damn, those would be gems. Oh my god.
I know.
So you're just like out there doing little 12-year-old boy skits? That sounds amazing. Yeah. That sounds unreal.
Pretty much pee-pee jokes, which I still do.
So no, of course you do. That's wonderful. Was this like blonde-headed Johnny or
yeah. It was like blonde-headed Johnny, and then it like became like it was like there was another channel I did where I was started on when I was probably like 13 or so. I started on like a channel or on You Now, which was like a live streaming.
Oh yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, and I was super active on there. I was like remotely popular on there, like for being somebody that doesn't do YouTube and like was a child, you know. It was like get 100 viewers or so. It was pretty cool. And I remember like, you know, like D Fizzy, who's the YouTuber I became friends with, he like even like saw me back in the day on that. And you know, but that leads more to the Bryan stuff. But anyways, I had another channel when I was doing the YouNow stuff called it was called JGTVZZZ, and it was supposed to be like Shane Dawson TV. It was like my version of that.
Damn,
Like,
so you really were just like emo boy hopping at the time. I love that, dude. Yeah, no, that's fucking, yeah, for sure. And so was I. I don't want to like act like I'm above that in any way. I'm 10 years older than you, maybe even older than that, and was still doing that at the same time you were. So I'm not trying to like judge you in any way.
I'm straight up emo YouTuber, all that kind of crap. But what was it called? Yeah, then I went to one of the first shows I went to. The first show I went to was Never Shout Never. Pretty much after the BryanStars interview happened. And then I was
like BryanStars interview with Never Shout Never, like the infamous interview, right?
The second one, yeah, not the happy one.
Then, yeah, not the happy one in the bus with the cute hat.
Not the good one.
Yeah.
And then I went to the second show I went to was the Ready Set, who I eventually got to do an album with and become like somewhat friends with, and that was cool. And then the third show the third tour I went to, I was probably like 14 here. I don't fully remember, probably around that age. Was Bryan's tour, which was BryanStars tour #2, and it had a lot of people that got called out. Like Joel Fabier was on it, and Catching Your Clouds, who were like emo people that Bryan was around.
Right. So BryanStars. Okay, we got BryanStars. Oh my God, BryanStars. Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, we got to stop here for a little bit, Johnny. I'm so sorry. We gotta get some goddamn context on this BryanStars character, because his name has been brought up enough times now that we need to kind of like explain who this guy is. Now this guy was an interviewer, right? He did
correct,
he had like interviews with these bands that were playing Warped Tour, these MySpace type bands like Ronnie Radke.
The funny thing is though, when he started, he was interviewing people like Mitchell Musso and shit, like, and David Archuleta and these like American Idol people. And
yeah.
So, crazy. So,
He
was mostly known for interviewing emo bands. And
right, but that whole like preppy look, like juxtaposed with like the whole like emo thing that was going on, was kind of a little bit of like the gimmick that he leaned into times a million. Like that blue fucking shirt that he wore in every like he was the character, and he knew he was that character, and he leaned into it. And like early BryanStars kind of had like this
charm to it for sure.
Yeah, and like this media know-how that not a lot of fucking people had during that time, especially just like some dweeby kid trying to get interviewed by like these oversexed maniacs. It was like, how does this even fucking work?
It reminded me a lot of like Drake and Josh, like how like, you know, Josh was seen as the funny one and stuff and the awkward one, and then it was like Drake is like, you know, most of these band people would be considered the Drake. They were like the cool rock star guy.
Right, of course. Yeah.
The dynamic just worked really well, because it was like, oh, this guy's like this awkward Nebraska guy who, you know, listens to these bands.
Right, of course. Like a super fan, like a clear super fan. And then
not as much of a fan as you would expect, actually. He was super into pop music. The emo music, not as much.
Oh, that's tasty. That's beautiful, because he came across like such a little dick rider that it was insane. But like by the time he was doing his transformation, it was very apparent how much of a costume he was trying to put on. You know what I mean? How like disingenuous he was being. But like during
Bryan, like oh sorry.
No, please. No, absolutely. No, all you.
I was just gonna say Bryan, like he started as an interviewer though, and he had his own tour, and it was him pretty much hosting it, and people that were in smaller bands that were mostly known for like YouTube stuff more so. And some YouTubers were on it as well. And he would go around, and he did 3 tours. And the second one I went on as a viewer, and I met him, and my friend, well, at the time, a YouTuber I watched named D Fizzy, who like kind of knew of me from the YouNow stuff, recognized me, was, you know, really excited, like, you know, just maybe not really excited, but he was, you know, stoked to meet me or whatever the fuck. It was like, you know, cool. And then Bryan, like, yeah, and then Bryan like saw that Damon like talked about how I was going to the show or whatever, and he was like, oh, this guy dresses like Christopher Drew or whatever, and he kept on talking about it apparently, and was pretty much seeing like instantly that he could like market that, supposedly, from what I've been told, and make money off of it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And I was a young kid, and I like was going through like my own personal issues with like my dad passed away during that time, like around that time, and I didn't want to go to school. I had a lot of school issues, and I was always fighting with my mom and stuff, and
So in
so
other words, just like the most vulnerable that a child could
yeah.
possibly be. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like hung out his show. I bought everyone's merch with my mom's money, and
as you do, of course, absolutely.
yeah. And then I don't remember if I used Twitter at that time, or if I somehow got his number, which is really weird sounding. A lot of this is gonna sound weird. But eventually we like kept in contact, and I like pretty much begged him to like, I don't know, let me be like a part of his videos or something, or it eventually turned out to me like filming a couple videos for him, even though he lived in Nebraska and I lived in like California, and at like 15 or so, and eventually the third BryanStars tour with like Ghost Town and stuff, I was selling merch, which I didn't really know how to do because I barely knew how to count. So he mainly just had me there to try to like market me to the viewers, and it was working.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking disgusting. I'm so sorry, man. So like, I'm just trying to get the timeline. I'm so sorry to keep retreading.
No, yeah, it's complicated. There's so much at this point.
No, dude, I'm so sorry, man. Like, so,
no, you're good.
So he was doing these fucking tours, right? Like you were saying, where emo musicians, YouTubers, just like things he thinks he could get his claws into and leech money out of somehow. He was taking his little circus on the road or whatever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm using Dan Frampton language, but yes, of course.
No, I understand. I'm following.
And then during the second tour, like the second installment, you went as a viewer. You went like as a fan. Okay, true. And then, yeah. And then just like anybody at that age in this situation, you were trying to get in contact with the people that you were resonating with online, like fucking everybody does at that age, correct?
100%.
Yeah, of course.
And it worked.
Yeah, of course it did. Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. And then so by the third time, you were out on the road, but not like as a YouTube.
Not as me. I was, just as like, I mean, there's some photos I could find of it too, like me in the bear hat with like X's drawn on my hands, the billion bracelets. I was
like
on
totally
there,
never shout nevered out, right?
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, no.
And and we like, I remember like, I don't remember if it was that point that I would, drink, like he would like, I don't know, Bryan drank a lot. He would always drink Jack and Coke, which I drink now as an adult a lot. I think it's just built in my brain at this point, but he would always be drinking like all the time. But I went on the tour. It was, kind of cool, I guess. And then we did and then after that, it kind of became a thing. Like he was really like seeing that people were gravitating to me and him, like being around. This was even before I was really like actively doing YouTube videos, like on my channel and stuff. And then, I went to like South by So What, I think it's called, or So What Fest or whatever in Texas with him. And I filmed, there's actually YouTube videos of it, but I filmed like, some interviews that he did. Some of them, with like really big bands, Sleeping Sirens, Asking Alexandria, all those type of bands. And then like pretty much after that, I somehow convinced him. I don't know if he brought up the idea or not my mom, or if I brought up the idea. But like eventually I moved in with him as a 15-year-old, I would say.
Right. So,
Nebraska.
Okay. So I wanted to just get like a little bit of like those early, I know it sounds so nerdy, but what were those like logistics like during like the third tour where you were like, he was in Nebraska, you're in California. Are you guys like meeting up on the road? Are you getting is he flying you out? Like,
I honestly have no idea. I would assume because he's really cheap. That he like was like, hey, like he talked, my mom was like vulnerable too, because she just wanted her son to be like not depressed and going, to mental hospitals and struggling. And she just, back then trusting big social media personality and stuff wasn't like as concerning. Now, like the biggest videos now are calling out people for being creeps. Back then it wasn't as talked about, I feel like. But I mean, obviously it still existed and people probably knew that, but then there was concerns, but it wasn't like to the level that would be nowadays, I feel like. And it was just a vulnerable state, like you said. But yeah, I think he probably brought it up and like said, oh, this would be good for your son. I know he wants to do YouTube. Like, fly him out to here. I'll have him in my video a little bit and, start his Instagram and just,
yeah,
it kind of just evolved into.
No, that makes a lot of sense. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, god damn.
No,
dude,
crazy story.
No, it really is, man. Like,
I need a fucking movie about it.
No, it's wild, and like I've known about BryanStars since back then, and there's a mutual link between the two of us that I don't know if you know about. But back then, while he was blue shirt guy, I was on the road with Braden Berry of Say We Could Fly.
Oh
yeah. So
you were
like,
there? Wait,
I wasn't like I wasn't on tour down in the States with him. I was doing my own tour, and we were both doing like Warped Tour Vans, kind of like Battle of the Bands type stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that time.
Yeah, wild times. So me being on the road with Braden, like, is what like looped me into all of this crazy nonsense that was going on. And then
because he was pretty tapped in with Bryan for those, especially his early career. Like, that was a big push for him, was being on Bryan's channel and doing the interviews and having his music videos on there.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like the whole Bryan being cheap thing that you just like mentioned casually, is like, oh yeah, and he's definitely the kind of guy that pulls out the "Do you know who I am?" move, especially at hotels to get cheaper rates. So I'm like,
yeah. Braden and I have that experience. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We were that was the third tour with Bryan, and the one that I was on, and Braden was supposed to be on the whole thing, but he couldn't make it to America.
Dude, I was like in that very same circle back. Yeah, exactly. I remember all of that going down. Yeah, for sure.
And then he could only play Canada, and then he Bryan like found this really cheap hotel that Braden and me and him were gonna stay in, and I'm sure there's footage somewhere, but it was pretty much, it was very sketchy, and it was like $100, but which should be fine. But it was very sketchy, and it was actually a place with like, it was where you bring like, people to have sex with that you would pay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a polite boy, Johnnie Guilbert. But yes, yes, for sure.
And then they and me and my bear hat and shit, and
that's so cute. Oh my god.
And then there was actually like blood on the pillows, and there was like writing on the walls, like saying like, "You're gonna die here," like literally, like just like graffiti. Things were fucked with, because it was like, I've been to a lot of shitty hotels, and I've been there's some other stories with Bryan and me staying in like some shitty hotels, like with people like with actual guns that were like, so yeah. But that one was pretty awful. We didn't end up fully staying there though, because after like 30 minutes, Bryan actually was like logical for once and was like, yeah, this is probably the line, which takes a lot for him.
Oh, damn, he saw the line once. That's cool. I didn't know the line existed in that guy's brain. That's cool to know.
It usually does, and you wouldn't be surprised, I guess.
Damn.
But yeah, he like tried to get it, like he got like half of his money back or whatever. They were like really sketchy. He did pull the "you know who I am" card, which is insane, because like, why the fuck would this random crappy motel that people like bring people to have sex with know who the fuck you are, especially when they're in their like 50s or 40s that are running this.
Dude, that's so funny, man.
Do you not know that I've interviewed Blood on the Dance Floor and that I have a 15-year-old with me?
Come on. Yeah, 1 second. 911. Jesus Christ.
No, that's not the place that would call 911.
No, definitely no.
Room.
No, yeah. Now that you're right. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Bryan was very cheap. Like I remember like I would get a soda and he'd like get it or whatever. We were living together, and he would be like, "Yo, can you pay me for that?" And it's like $2. I was like, dude, like, I don't know. It's like one of those. It's like one thing when you're buying like something that's like $20 for someone, $2. I'm like, damn, like you're kind of losing your mind. But
Kind of losing your mind. No, that's nickel and diamond. That's a little crazy.
yeah, he's all about that. But yeah, where were we?
Okay, all right. So yeah, we're on the road here. So yeah, during this third tour,
Yeah.
just the merch guy, and then is there a fourth tour that goes on?
No, that was the final tour.
Okay.
For his solo stuff, besides like eventually doing Warped Tour and being a guest on that.
Okay, so then after all this shit happened, this is when it was like, okay, this guy can help my career. My mom knows that this is what I want to do, so in her mind, she's supporting me, so she's all fucking cool and down with it and just like wants me to like sorry?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like, yeah, it's like like Bryan like would always be around these big bands, he would film himself, like he would go to the shows, he was getting like mad recognized by like viewers. So it was like, oh, this like famous person is pretty much allowing me to become what I want to be, which would be successful and as a kid. And like,
right, of course.
I didn't have a future in like school, it felt like, especially as a kid. I was very, just not thinking logically. So yeah, like I moved to Nebraska from California, and I stayed there for a year and a half, and I started my YouTube channel, which those were the early videos on my channel are from, and the early ones are even edited. Well, one of them, the first video I have on my channel was edited by Bryan because it was before I like even edited.
Damn. Okay, yeah. So you're born and raised in California. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, San Jose, California.
Damn, true. Okay, I have a lot of enemies out that way. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my enemies.
You ready to have more?
Damn, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, that's where I'm from, though.
All right, yeah, no, true. So like, that must have been a culture shock, is kind of probably a mild way to put it, going out to Nebraska. Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only time I would have saw snow before that was probably on the third BryanStars tour if we went anywhere that had snow there. But yeah, I mean, like it was literally when I moved to Nebraska there, it was just Bryan had his like studio apartment. It had like one floor, and I would sleep on the couch, and it was always snowing, and no one. This is the craziest part.
Okay.
No one knew I lived there, except my mother and my sister and my immediate family. And Bryan didn't tell his parents, who were very Christian. And
well, no, of course. Like it was. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know if I'm sorry if I'm being insensitive or rude here, but it was wrong. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was.
No, it was. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think logically, yes, because like those are people that are not in a vulnerable situation seeing it too. They'd be like, you're gonna let a 15-year-old live with you from across his mom's not here.
Yeah, because I don't know, because like, dude, when you're 15 and you're living with somebody, is he like of age at this time? Like, what's like the age? Oh, dog. So he's like 9 years older.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So true.
I'm currently 2 years older than him at that time.
Right. No. Yeah. No. For sure.
Yeah. So I wouldn't personally be doing that at 20, 24.
No, imagine.
Let alone giving a 15-year-old my number to even communicate.
Dude, that's fucking wild. Imagine you just like pulling a James Charles. Like that's exactly what it would look like. That's
exactly.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy.
I'm honestly surprised this isn't a bigger story, to be quite honest, that people haven't like covered this more, because it is crazy.
Dude, no, dude, it's been the craziest, and like I was very excited that you were open to having the conversation here today, but I was totally willing to brush past all of this because
I'll talk about this forever. It's funny. Well, it's not
funny. No, but
I find some humor into how crazy it is, I guess, is more so what I mean. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's fucked up to it, but yeah, it's like, it's shocking. I don't know.
It
Especially
is.
seeing it as a 6-year-old person now.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Dude, no, for sure. Looking back on that, I could only imagine how surreal it must even feel like in your brain. Like, that was my life, dude. Like, you gotta know, that's not a usual story that you can relate to most people with. You know what I mean? Like, that's
No. luckily that is not a usual story for most people. But yeah, I moved there, and his parents didn't know. I'd never met them there. He pretty much, the only thing I would ever go to with him, like leaving the house wise, was we would go to Walmart, usually at nighttime, because his sleep schedule was really shitty, and mine was too. I was just kind of doing whatever.
Well, yeah,
But
no, for
usually
sure.
that was pretty much it. Nebraska Walmart, and like a Walgreens, and that was pretty much it. And my mom would give me like a couple $100 a month to like live.
Yeah.
And
Oh, damn. Okay.
and I would sleep on the couch, and there was one of those gray like plastic bins, and that's where I had my clothes, and I would buy stuff from Amazon and put it in there. And,
Damn, you were living like fucking Harry Potter underneath the goddamn stairs. What the fuck, dog? That's insane.
well, at least the Harry Potter had a door. Okay, I was just sleeping on the fucking couch.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
yeah, and then he yeah, well, this is like the interesting thing too, is he was like I said, drinking a lot. So I was his first puppet in that sense of, oh, you gotta drink with me a lot, because like no one knows that you live here, and I don't have any like friends that I can hang out with, because people can't, like, the way he didn't necessarily fully say it like this, he said it more sugar coated, but that's pretty much what he was saying.
Yeah, no,
So,
I don't have friends, buddy, so drink with me. Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah, like, I mean, the only friends that he did ever have over, he would say that I lived in the same apartment as him, and that my mom lives there and stuff, but that was not true.
Yeah, so he was like actively lying and hiding you, and
It was so creepy, which is the creepiest part.
okay, so all right, so I'm sorry, dude. I have a couple I have a couple questions here, man. I'm so sorry. So
good.
Were you the only? Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, so during this whole time, he was going through this transformation personally. Like, he was going from this like Aeropostale blue shirt preppy guy to growing his hair out, God bless him, and trying to straighten it, and kind of like.
That wasn't until the MyDigitalEscape days. So
okay, so yeah, that was where I was leading with this. So we're still like pre that, right?
Yeah. This is like just me and Bryan starting to make content, which happened probably about a year and a half before that. I mean, when we actually started doing YouTube videos.
Damn. Okay, so all right, so we got 15-year-old Johnnie Guilbert. We got fucking 24-year-old. Yeah. Okay. BryanStars.
He would hand me drinks though, like Jack and Coke and stuff, and he'd be like, "You gotta like learn how to drink," because the bands, because he was still interviewing bands during this time. He was implementing challenge videos with me that he would do, and like maybe some skit videos we would start doing a little bit, but he was still like mainly doing interviews, and I would hold the camera and stuff.
Oh, okay. So all right, so you were basically an unpaid employee at the time. Is this basically what you're telling me?
100%. Yeah. I mean, you can see me in like Sleeping with Sirens interviews, like doing that. And and the craziest thing is, I was so young, I didn't even realize, like, I kind of knew these bands, but I didn't realize like what being famous really meant. I mean, obviously you're still a human, but I didn't realize how crazy it is to even be around these bands and be on their bus, and especially as a 15-year-old kid, it was really weird.
Of course. Like, when you're that age, you're still like wrapping your mind around what the world is for you, what the world is for like other people, like what's normal, what's not normal. And for you to be in this situation, of course it's not normal. And there was millions of people that would have traded places with you in a moment, and that like duality in your mind, even to this day, must be like a total mind fuck, because it's like you're wishing to trade places with a guy that was like being emotionally abused and manipulated just so you can like get a fucking.
They probably just didn't know that side though, but like it was interesting. But like one of the main things he would say though is like, you got to be able to drink with me, because you're gonna have to keep up with the bands. And at the time I didn't think about it, but I was like, wait, I'm a 15-year-old. What? I mean, I guess for a lot of these bands that's not that surprising for a 15-year-old to drink with them, but
like.
For some of them, you shouldn't be, doing that. And and that was his. And like there would be times where I was like good on drinking, like I'd be like, he would just hand me a drink and be like, here you go, and I was like, I'm good, and stuff like that. Which he's done with a lot of minors as well in the future, or past that, But yeah, I mean, like one of the only times I remember blacking out was, well, I don't remember it, but I remember the incident happening was actually when I was like 15 in Nebraska. So who knows what the fuck happened there.
Damn, 15 in Nebraska. That's like the title of the worst album ever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude.
But
Okay.
yeah, that was pretty much it. That was the Nebraska days.
So like you were in Nebraska for like you were saying like a year and a half
About a
before the
year. Yeah.
MyDigitalEscape stuff kicked off. And
Yeah,
in
so
this
I was gonna say MyDigitalEscape was like started in Nebraska though. The idea of it
like
was
the idea, of course, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So
That's where it
now this
started.
is another thing that kind of ties back into a little bit what I was saying about Bryan being kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to like media and stuff like that, because content houses, yeah, sure it wasn't the first one, but it wasn't like a thing that people were doing, you know what I mean? And sure, like
There was a lot of like short-lived ones for sure, but yeah, not to that extent usually. I mean, it was before like Jake Paul was doing Team 10. I mean, there was another one that was really popular called Our Second Life, and that was like his inspiration for doing My Digital Escape was Our Second Life. That was
right.
a channel that got to like 2 million subscribers and was a collab channel.
Yeah, okay, so for sure, but like to what am I trying to fucking say? So like okay, so this My Digital Escape thing is like a collab house, a content house.
It wasn't really there was never a house to it. I mean, people would just come to our apartment that we were both living at, and some of them would stay longer.
Okay, so that was the arrangement. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because like with the
A lot of people
frequency that
think they all
everybody
live
was
there.
always around one another, and especially like the whole that tragic everything's coming to an end video with you guys all sitting
Yeah.
on the couch.
Yeah,
God
when he was
damn.
already planning on bringing it back. Yeah. He was like planning on bringing it back with like everyone kicked out except me and Alex and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking disgusting and dramatic as hell.
Instantly. Yeah, I was like, this sucks. That's why like I actually moved out before my lease was up with him. And he followed me. But yeah, that's probably getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, no, okay, but it does clear things up to a certain degree in my head, because like it,
Yeah.
from what it looks like on the outside, is obviously a lot different than what it was on the outside. You know what I mean? And it's got to be pretty much understood across anybody that like watched your content or watches my content that like this is such a muddy fucking situation.
Oh yeah. It was bad.
Okay, so Nebraska, year and a half. What's the transition like between that and coming up with the inspiration for My Digital Escape, and then what's like the whole like
Yeah.
I don't know mission statement there? What the fuck's going on in the noodle of the man right now during this time?
Yes. Yeah, so I was like doing YouTube for probably about a year at that point, and Bryan watched the channel Our Second Life, and he started thinking that oh, it would be good to do that but with emo people. And that was his idea, and it was a good idea to a degree, except collab channels are very, they're bound to like crash pretty much every time.
Yeah, pretty much, like, for sure.
But I mean, it initially, started with, he found a lot of members, and then I found a couple members from people that I just, we followed each other, or, and that was pretty much it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And yeah, and by this point too, Bryan was already taking like a certain percentage of my income that I was starting to make as well.
On your own channel, or was there like
On everything. On everything. I always had like a 360 deal when I was working with him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it eventually evolved into something that he was doing for everyone he was taking from, which bothered me because I didn't initially come up with the idea of My Digital Escape, but I was there since day one. We were living in the same place, and that he like tried to use it to just make even more money off people. So that was really annoying. While also making money off of myself.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have like your own channel at this point? Is it like the channel that you're operating right now, just like all
Yeah,
these
there's videos. There's the videos, like my older videos are all from like the Nebraska, like you can like tell if you went and watched them.
Oh,
They're,
dude,
like,
no,
me on the couch and shit,
Yeah, no, there was like recently I went back, there's like
Yeah.
vlogs and stuff. Yeah, anyway, for sure. Yes. So
Yeah.
so he was okay. So by this point he's like okay. So a 360 deal is he gets a cut of everything that the old Johnnie Guilbert is pulling in. Every revenue stream is his revenue stream.
Yes. Yeah, you now streams, eventually became my music as well, everything, merch sales eventually, so all that stuff.
Oh my god, dude.
And he wasn't really doing anything at that time as well, like besides, helping me at the time, you know, be in his videos and stuff, which, you know, eventually benefited him. But yeah, with the MDE stuff, the initial lineup was we had like, you know, I brought like probably 3 people. He brought like 3 or so, and it was, you know, Alex Ramos, who was on Vine. He was like the emo Vine guy.
Right.
It was Austin Jones.
Oh, I don't know how I fucking forgot about that, man. I'm not okay right now. Continue. Continue.
And then it was like my ex, Alex, and then there was Kyle David Hall, who was actually my voice just cracked. Kyle David Hall.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Sweeto, who was another YouTuber, and that was the initial lineup. And then Bryan and myself.
Right.
That was the initial lineup. Eventually, there was people that were replaced or left, and you know, became more of the well-known lineup.
Yeah. Okay.
But initially, we made like, you know, a channel trailer there. I made it for some reason, which is kind of weird because I wasn't editing for that long, but I used like a Shane Dawson, the emo song that he did called Super Love, and I made that like first video that was posted on there, which was like an announcement of here's all the members. So
right. God damn. And I could kind of see like, because maybe people who weren't there at the time don't realize that like everyone that was on the internet was emo at that time. I know I'm being a little bit, I'm exaggerating, but like
no, that was popular though.
Yeah, no, it was like, I don't know,
it was
man.
like Dan and Phil even had like emo-ness to them. Shane Dawson had his emo like vibes. Anthony Padilla from Smosh.
Oh no, for sure. And it was like the bleed over from like MySpace, which is when I was in like high school and stuff. So it wasn't like anything that was ever foreign to me. It was like I saw like underground emo morph into MySpace and then morph back into all these other weird fucking things and then turn into the whole like Warped Tour thing that Dobby Vanity made so very, very infamous.
Tainted.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit because since I brought up Dobby Vanity here, and I know we're going to like divert from one trauma to another, but did you ever see him around or anything Dobby Vanity-esque?
Yes, I saw some esque stuff.
Yeah.
But, I was a fan of Blow on the Dance Floor as a child. I was really into them. I'm not going to lie.
They were huge, of course.
Yeah, I was really into scene music, and I really liked how they looked, and maybe I knew that there was like allegations to an extent, but it wasn't as prevalent as it became. You know, it was like a lot of people just like, I mean, there's videos of like All Time Low and who also have their own stuff, but
that they do.
You know, All Time Low and Haley Williams and stuff like being like at their Warped Tour show and, you know, supporting them. Like they were pretty accepted still, even though they were hated on by a lot of people. But the only thing I ever filmed, I hung out with Jay twice. Jay Von Monroe, who was the other member of Blow on the Dance Floor. I never met Dobby, and I filmed one interview where I went to Jay's house, which was also Dobby's house at the time, and it was I just remember Jay would say the N-word in the video. I remember that. Not good.
Not good.
And he also like he was sassy though. He was like I think he was all around pretty nice, but he was very sassy. He would like make fun of my mop hair because I had a very moppy like brown hair, and that was pretty much it. It was like I didn't ever meet Dobby, which is good, you know.
Well, yeah, that I just like I wonder what that energy would be like. Just from the stories, you can just I don't know. I don't know, man.
I feel like he's just really obnoxious and childish, and he would be very loud. And taking his butt out and putting it on people is pretty much the vibe I get from Dobby back in the day, especially. I mean, he still does stuff on like Instagram and stuff and begs. He has like 20 viewers and he'll beg them for like bars and stuff, and it's really sad. I mean, not sad and in like I feel bad for him way, just in the sense of pathetic.
What a pathetic loser kind of way. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't like me, I don't think.
Well, I don't know if that. Like his opinion stopped mattering a long time ago, unfortunately.
No, that's not a loss. But luckily I've never really hung out with Dobby. So I did hang out with some people that eventually got called out for being having their own allegations though, like Front Porch Step, and I met Jill Favier a couple times and used to be really good friends with a guy named Catching Your Clouds, and
True.
I mean Austin Jones was in the collab channel, so
that he was
and V1I, who I like we were gonna live together at one point, me and him and Bryan and stuff.
Well, damn.
But,
Yeah, no, when you're like running in those circles, man, it's gonna be easy to have like a list like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Ghost Town.
Oh, damn, for sure.
There's a lot. So
no, there's a lot, man. Like
it's like Pokemon cards. I've collected them. Hopefully, there's no more.
Oh, I hope not. I know I'm laughing. It's kind of like a sick, perverted, dark laugh, but I mean, like
I get it.
Yeah.
It's like just like geez.
Yeah, no, it's like shocking, dude. It's not like I'm not taking any pleasure in any of this stuff whatsoever. But
no, I get you. You're chilling. But, yeah, that's no Dobby experiences for me, luckily.
Okay, well that's good anyway. So, I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna like. Okay, let's get back onto this BryanStars road because we could stay on Warped Tour forever because it's a
so
whole
much.
story unto itself. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's a 4-hour video.
Yeah, it sure is. Okay, so MyDigitalEscape. All right, so content house, not really house, content apartment, more of a collab channel.
Yeah,
you've done the trailer. You've gotten 3 members apiece. Some of them more problematic and relevant in YouTube history and have the most crazy apology videos ever to exist. But we're not going to go down that road either.
That's manipulation videos. I remember when that dropped. Well, I have a funny thing to say about Austin Jones too. Is he was only on the channel for about 2 or so months, and during this time, Bryan was like managing most of the people that became in MyDigitalEscape as well, like 360 deal as well. Pretty much forced them if they're going to be in the channel to sign it.
Damn, really?
Yeah, the only person that didn't ever like sign it, from my knowledge, that became it was Alex Ramos, because he was only in it for like 2 months or so.
No, for sure.
Austin Jones, like he by the time that he was eventually removed from that channel, and like because he had his like twerking allegations that we brought to Bryan and stuff, because he was his manager and stuff, and we were like, yo, because at the time it was just twerking videos. Like we would have meetings with Warped Tour and Kevin Lyman and all these big bands were in it as well. We'd have meetings because he was supposed to be on Warped Tour with all of us emo YouTubers.
Right.
He like hacked he still had access to the MyDigitalEscape Twitter though. And he tweeted on the account and deleted it instantly, but he tweeted Austin Jones should kill himself, and then deleted it. And all like the viewers saw that and thought we tweeted that and were telling him to do that. And at this point, he was still liked by people. They still believed that it was just twerking videos and stuff. And we were able to track the IP because Kyle David Hall, who was in the channel, actually sold merch for Austin Jones on one of his tours, even though he was also a child.
God
and so
damn.
he tracked the IP and was like, yep, that's his house and whatever the fuck he lived. And but we never said that. We never really brought it up after that because Bryan like wanted to protect his client and didn't want us to just come at him.
Holy fuck, dude. Man, if this shit was going on today, like in the Colleen Ballinger landscape, like Jesus fucking Christ.
People would have so many videos.
Because I don't know if we can like overstate like the fucking like influence that BryanStars had at the time, like how big his fucking channel was, and then for all this to just be like going on, it's just like fucking insane.
And all of it was still like a part of his world almost, you know. He's like puppeteering like all of it. It's
yes. Oh god, that's a whole other fucking point to it. Yeah, dude, for sure.
I mean, he was even managing like Eugenia Cooney at one point and stuff.
Damn, are you serious, man?
Anyone that was an emo influencer for the most part, besides like Crank That Frank, like he was managing.
That's disgusting. Oh my god.
And like, you know, he was very much trying to exploit Eugenia Cooney's problems. Like she was getting offers to be on like Dr. Phil, and he was like, just do it and stuff, like, you know, really pushing for that.
Holy fuck, dude. And with like her whole life, especially online, I'm not gonna speculate on her life, you know what I mean? That would be fucking insane. But her whole life has been drama on the internet, you know what I mean? And
I've known her since I started on You Now. Like we were like both on that. That's where she started as well.
No, dude, I know. Like I watched your. I don't know if it's your most recent video on her, but you.
I only did like one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. But like. No.
Didn't help.
Huh?
I said it didn't help.
No. Oh no.
Oops. You tried.
Did you see all the recent Rich Lux stuff that went on with her and him?
Good. Yeah, to a degree. I haven't seen that, but I know like Eugenia like always hangs out with like Jeffrey on like TikTok lives, and you know, people are always still talking about her mom and all these things, and I don't really know. Like I whenever I see her, I try to still be nice, but like it sucks. Like it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, especially she's a grown adult, so it's very like, it's not a situation that a lot of people are like, people have been in it, but not with like somebody that's usually like on a public social media platform that's like, you know, has the notoriety that she has too. It makes it even weirder, to be quite honest.
Yeah, no, dude.
It's not like it's not just only struggling with a friend that has an eating disorder. Like there's more to it, and it's like, damn. So yeah.
No, like again, like the web that weaves is like very tangled, because it goes back, like I said, like over a decade now, probably at this point.
Yeah.
Like Onision era. Fucking insanity.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Yeah, really.
Onision was just, he's just a dick. One time I like FaceTimed with him because I was gonna do a video with him, and he was very hostile seeming, like just like very hard to like actually speak to. So
I can imagine. Yeah, I can fucking imagine. God damn. Onision.
I used to love his videos though.
Dude, he was huge. Everybody, like, 100%. Definitely.
He's very active on social media. Until he did it wrong.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one way of putting it. And then, like, there's so many things he did wrong. Where, again, that's whole... No.
He was always doing things wrong. Well, like, most of his videos were judging people whether they were attractive or not, while he was, like, a very average-looking human being, which is, like, even still, you'd be the hottest person ever. If that's your content, you're a very hurtful person. And
I never watched much of his stuff. That's all I know about him, is like there was like the hot or not vibe to his stuff, and then there was like the banana dance thing.
Yeah.
So I know that, and then I know like the drama. You know what I mean? Because I watched all the drama videos.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
What a saga that was! God damn.
The Chris Hansen YouTuber arc.
Oh, and and then dude, and then when Chris Hansen enters the chat, god damn it, holy shit. And then the lawsuit, and then the wrong Chris Hansen. It's just insane. It's just, what a wild time. And then he showed up to defend himself in the outfit that he was wearing.
Oh, yeah, with the bulletproof vest. Bulletproof vest, look. Yeah.
Damn.
There's so much history to YouTube and stuff. It's fun to, it's tragic, but that's what makes it kind of fun to look back on. It's like, damn, you cannot make some of this shit up. It's insane.
And like, unfortunately, it is like, it's era defining, generational, like, historic stuff. You know what I mean? When you talk about like the people that were on the platform making the waves at certain times, the drama is always going to be around. If you're talking about Linus Tech Tips and fucking Marquez Brownlee or whatever, eventually you're going to be talking about the drama that was going on around
during that time.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I got into like this side of, like, I've been on YouTube obviously since it started. I'm old as fuck. But like, when I first started seeing like the Content Cop and those type videos, I was like, damn, all right, there's actually like a community of these people that are all like connected in some weird way. Because in my mind, it was still all like detached stuff. You know what I mean? Fucking Philip DeFranco existed on this island over here. Fucking Shane Dawson was over here. But it wasn't until I started realizing that people were making videos on all these people that I was like, oh, damn, this shit's fire.
Worlds colliding, yes.
Yeah.
So that's practically all YouTube is now, is, you know, which I enjoy, but it's I mean, the biggest videos now are commentary videos or podcasts talking about things that are currently happening, so it makes sense. But
no, for sure. And I don't know, dude, I kind of like it a lot. I like the videos where it just sounds like somebody talking to me like a person. That's the kind of stuff that I like the most. We went through like these fucking years, man, ever since the adpocalypse, where everything was a goddamn essay. I'm like, fuck off with the essays. You sat down for a month, fucking wrote up this thing, picked out all these little images, you edited it all, you got your little sponsor in place, so it was going to be uploaded at the end of the month. I get it. Stop with the fucking essays. Got so sick of it. And then there was like the comedy
so
essays, like the Drew Gooden stuff, which I like, but it's like, I don't know, dude. I'd rather just someone open up a, yeah, exactly. Which is like,
I get that.
I don't know.
I mean,
dude.
that's why I like watching people like do their like, you know, Twitch clips and stuff of them talking about certain things. I've always enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know, dude. Like when like daily slop drama, I don't know why I love it so much, and I'm gonna be like, I know it's like might not be the best look in the, yeah, exactly.
No, we're only human. I get it. Like I find it so hypocritical and bullshit. I mean, there are some people that don't enjoy it, but the majority of humans, why would we not be drawn to things that are eye grabbing? Like, you know, I mean, that's why like the news is so popular and has been for years.
That's why the news is so popular. The news is just a drama sheet. It's always been just a drama sheet.
It has to be.
It has like the big, most salacious headline in the world, and then you read it. It's like, oh, that's actually not that big of a deal. It's been around forever. You know what I mean? And I don't know. People will take this like high and mighty road, being like, oh, drama. I'm bigger and better than that. But have you seen Critical's videos that deal with drama in the millions of views on the daily? You know what I mean? So. It's like
those are his biggest videos. They're like, oh, Sniper Wolf did this, all right, like, you know, and that's how it goes for everyone. Well,
that's why they do the drama videos, because it's like, okay, I need to fucking farm some engagement right now, real quick.
Yeah, and quite honestly, it's like, I mean, people have opinions. I mean, a lot of times we're regurgitating a lot of like what other people have said because a lot of people's opinions align at some points. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know, like that's like the same thing with me making that Trace Cyrus video or other videos I've made. It's like, yeah, sometimes I'm like, damn, this topic draws me. I gotta fucking save my piece on it. Like, fuck it. Like, so.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know, dude. Because for me, it's like you can like just be jumping. You can be like topic hopping. You know what I mean? And you can smell that from a mile away when you're just like, okay, you're scrounging for a video today, Pyrocynical.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that like loves that grind, and I kind of am not above it. Like if I need a video, I will do that. But it's kind of easy to be like, all right, yeah, you're scrounging for a video today, whatever, guy.
Yeah, I mean, when you do YouTube for so long, it's like you gotta like sometimes you're gonna do something you're not as passionate about for sure. It's just gotta happen, but
for sure.
I mean, it feels really good though when you're like, man, like I got something really that I'm interested in, and I'm like, oh, I actually well executed this. But then it's like it always goes back to that one point where you're like, wait, what am I gonna do next?
Yeah, I know, because honestly, dude, especially because how fast the internet moves, like you really are only as good as your last video, and you just gotta be like, all right, time to fucking make another video, I guess. And
for sure.
But like
it's a cycle.
It is, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be doing it at my small ass level for as long as I've been doing it if I didn't like love it with everything that I am. Because I've done the whole music thing. I've toured. I've like written records. I've done the whole thing. You know what I mean? And right now, that's just like not where the heart is.
I feel that. People always ask me to go on tours, and I'm like, one, it's so expensive, and two, it's tiring as fuck. And I wouldn't be able to post on YouTube as actively. It's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't hate touring, but it's like that is a tough thing to do.
Oh, it's a whole lifestyle, man. It's insane. And like you said,
especially if you're not like at a certain level to where it's like, you know, more manageable. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, is it worth it?
Dude, if you have like a tour manager and you have like, I don't know, a label supporting you financially and a merch person, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you have all like,
a sound person that can go with you would be incredible. Like all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
beautiful. If it was just, because I know you're like an acoustic guy, and one of the reasons why I love the acoustic stuff too is because in theory it's plug and play. You know what I mean? It's get up, plug in, and you're good to go, or get up, put the microphone, you're good to go. But it does take a lot to make all that fucking just happen, you know? And to have a team. No, go ahead.
I would like to like do more bigger stuff, but it's like you said, it's fucking it's a lot to like, even just doing the acoustic stuff can be a lot if you like just the travel and you have to buy merch up front for the shows, you know? It's like, fuck, this like adds up.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that was the part that like really hits the bank account, because you can be like, okay, I'm just traveling from town to town to town to town to town, only maybe 45 minutes in between each town, no big deal. This is how much it's going to cost in gas, blah 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 blah. But then when you're like, oh goddamn, I got to print 200 fucking shirts, and how many of them got to be mediums and larges and whatever, and then you put up all this fucking money up front with the hopes that like someone's gonna buy something, and then now venues are taking all the money. Now there's like a whole thing there.
And they don't have to do any of the payment to invest into the merch, so it's like they're just winning.
Yeah, it's unbelievably rigged. And then when you get into like artist payments and stuff like that through like Spotify or royalties and stuff like that, god damn, it almost never seems worth it. But like, music is just so good, you know?
Oh, yeah. It can, like, the thing, I mean, if you get, like, enough listeners and stuff, it can add up, and it can be, like, especially if you're not, like, splitting it with a label or whatever, like you can have like, I'm, like, talking about music videos right now, like, with somebody, and it's like, oh, this is going to be, like, this is, like, for, like, a small artist that has no label and stuff, it's like, oh, this would be, like, 3,000. It's like, that's a lot, but I mean, one, I really want to do it. You never know how big a song's gonna be. Like,
dude,
I mean, it could flop. But which I've had a lot of. I've had songs where I've invested a lot of money and they do absolutely horrible for me and stuff. But it's but with Spotify and stuff, there's like at least that consistent every month. People are listening. It's like YouTube as well. You invest into a video like to buy something or whatever. It's like, well, people can rewatch that and maybe it will pay off eventually. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, it's a whole lot different for like a really popular artist with all the things in play than somebody just like grinding and maybe has like a handful of fans that is just like doing 100%. It. But yeah, okay. So
to that Falling in Reverse music videos, I can't invest in that yet.
Oh my god.
That's probably fucking like, God, I couldn't imagine how expensive those videos are.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And then like Ice Nine Kills and Motionless in White, all those like that same director, those videos are insane. So crazy.
Man, so. I'm not familiar with that.
It's like all the same director of like the Falling in Reverse ones where they're just like look like movies.
Yeah, well no, exactly.
It's crazy.
That zombified music video, man, that kills me. God damn, that fucking thing kills me. And like, oh man, and he's on Epitaph. It's so funny. It's like, all right, this like grassroots punk rock label from the 90s. We got
he's
Ronnie Radke. I think
he's carrying it. I see like when I look at labels and stuff, there's like always like 2 or so artists that like are like the top dogs for it, It's like, it's always interesting to see. There's like, Sumerian has their ones, and then like Epitaph has like Falling in Reverse or whatever the heck, and some other bands.
Yeah, no, for sure. They gotta like hold on. They gotta have their one flagship for sure, because rock and roll is not popular, and then all the subgenres are even less popular than rock has ever been. So if Ronnie Radke's out here saying the most transphobic shit that you've ever heard in your life, and you're like, oh well, he's really moving that needle for us. Let's fucking put a fucking $3 million video for a song called Zombified.
Yeah, that video is fucking insane. Yeah, he's definitely a personality. I'll tell you that much.
He definitely is. He definitely is a personality.
He always keeps people talking. But yeah, I don't even remember. Are we trying to go back to that Bryan stuff?
We definitely are.
Okay. I don't remember where we last left off on that.
No, I kind of do. I kind of remember the train of thought. So we're basically at like the formation of MDE or whatever, like the whole transformation of it being like you guys, and then you guys bringing in 3 people each. Is this like the time where you got like your roster of emos, and he's like trying to poach the emos of the internet from all over the world?
Yes.
Is this when he's starting to like trying to change his look?
No, that was a bit more later on, for sure. Okay. And we can kind of get to that though, because I mean, like a lot of the MDE stuff, I mean, besides, just saying like obviously there was arguing and Bryan instantly started taking cuts from people, and some people left. Austin Jones left and Alex Ramos left, and then we added Luke Whale and Hey There I'm Shannon to
Right.
the group. They were like the final members.
No, yeah, we don't need to gloss over anything, and I don't mean to like harp on his look, but it's just like one of the most visually striking
Yeah.
elements about this
Yeah.
like whole story, where you can just like
Yeah, I mean he looked like the guy from Dumb and Dumber. It was not good. It's not. I was supportive of it and stuff. Like it was like in the sense of like if you want to do that, sure. I mean I probably still like made little jokes about it every now and then to him, but whatever, that's fine.
no, man,
but
everybody
he,
follow your heart. Like dress how you want to dress, but like
yeah. But like his was very obviously what people thought is why he did it. I mean, it's he started wearing Black Veil Bride shirts, and it just looks very inauthentic. He started straightening his hair, which was horrible smelling, by the way.
oh, I could imagine that he was just like burning the shit out of it. His hair looked so fried, bro. It was like the most disgusting looking shit I've ever seen.
He would spray hairspray over it, and then he would straighten the hairspray.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it was rough. It was bad.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, he would do all that stuff, and he started wearing. Well, he didn't really wear eyeliner usually. He did it for like a photo, but yeah, he just like, I don't know. I guess like I always saw he was like, oh, I think he just wanted to be like seen as like, quote unquote attractive, I guess. But that's not why people were drawn to him. People were really. I even told him this. I was like, people were drawn to you because you're like the out of place person that's in this world, and that kind of was your thing.
Right. Exactly.
And it was very inauthentic, and it was bullshit because I mean I was around him all the time, and I saw that it was bullshit. And eventually he like wanted to do music as well, which he always was interested in, but he was very like he didn't write any of his songs. He was just very like trying to get it done for a paycheck and stuff. And
of course.
and that's like everyone wants to make money, but yeah, it was very that was the main reason. Like we eventually do a MyDigitalEscape tour, which is pretty much around the end of that channel, and which the whole channel lasted like around a year and a half.
Oh, true. So like 3 years altogether, from like the time you were 15 to the time you're 18.
Yeah, about that much. And I don't even know when Warped Tour happened. Like we eventually did Warped Tour, and that was massive too. That was probably before that actually too. There was a lot going on.
No, dude. Yeah, no. So very much. But
it's
like
crazy. Because Warped Tour was actually the first time I met his parents, and Damon was in the bus with me, and I was probably like, I don't know, 16 or so. I don't remember when I was on the first one. But his parents met me, and he's like, wait, they don't know you? And when I was living with Bryan or whatever,
yeah,
like, how did they not know you? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was just like weird about it. I was like, oh, I don't know, like it's whatever. But yeah, that's when I first met his parents, and like the Warped Tour stuff was really interesting as like a young kid. I mean, most people weren't. I was initially supposed to sell merch for that for the YouTubers. That's how Bryan was convincing Kevin Lyman to let me on, because I wasn't really successful as a YouTuber yet or anything.
Right.
But he wanted me to go on so he could like push me to, his audience and everything. And
right.
That didn't last though. I eventually kept on getting recognized and stuff too, because even though I wasn't that popular, I was around popular people like Damon and Bryan and whoever else was on Sear and Kate and stuff.
True.
And yeah, like it was just really weird though, because our lines were like, I mean, they were like 3,000 people or something. It was the biggest lines on Warped Tour or something. It was like nonstop, and
holy fuck,
the bands were very not happy about that. A lot of them, some of them were okay about it, but I mean, yeah, it was pretty insane. And like as a young kid, it was like I just couldn't comprehend it. So, but it was very strange. And that also on that tour, I was in the same. I was in the bus, or one of our bus mates was Front Porch Step.
Damn.
Yeah, who was cool to me, but him and Bryan hated each other.
Oh, really damn.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, Front Porch Step, we all know what happened to that. Now he's a super Jesus guy.
I didn't know that it took that turn.
Yeah, yeah, of course. He went from getting called out to Jesus. It's
It is the natural
else
progression. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, look at Austin Carlisle. Just kidding. You know, but yeah, like I forgot what I was talking about before that. I just had to mention the Warped Tour stuff a little bit.
No, that's crazy to go from just like somebody who's going to see a tour as a fan to then selling merch for it to then now being on Warped Tour with like that's kind of like the mountaintop of the whole world. You know what I mean? And just to kind of gradually have that, and by gradually I mean immediately have that instant like, all right, you're in and off and running kind of thing.
Yeah, and I could do anything on the tour too. I was doing like, I was just, you know, going everywhere. I was going on stages when bands are playing. Like, it was normal to me. It was like, now I look back at it, I'm like, oh, I like these bands. I didn't listen to all of them back then or anything, but now I was like, oh, and like, I don't know, getting recognized and stuff. I was just like, even though I didn't really do much, it was just like, oh, this is normal. This is like, I felt like I was almost just popular because I was popular. There wasn't like there was no reason for people to like me besides that people thought that they should like me. That's what it felt like as a kid. I was like, oh, I guess this is it. I guess I'm just hanging out with the cool kids, even though, to be fair, like a lot of these, you know, YouTubers and stuff are known as like nerds, you know, like Bryan looked like a dork, and, you know, like we're like, so a lot of them are socially awkward and stuff, but you know, but like when you get off the camera or whatever and people are actually watching you and stuff, it's like, oh, they're coming up to you, they want photos and stuff.
Right. No, for sure. So it's like, you knew, like, you were kind of like in this like weird, I don't mean this to be insulting, but like this weird like Paris Hilton type thing for being popular kind of thing.
One sec. What's up, Jake? Yeah, go for it. It should be in the bathroom. Sorry.
No, all good. You all good?
Oh yeah, no, my friend was just asking if you use my hairspray.
Oh, true.
Of course I have it. But yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
All right, no, it's all good. All right, yeah, so you were like popular for being popular, but always were interested in YouTube and that world because that's kind of like what you were drawn there by. Were you like making content at this point, or did you feel like a weird pressure now to make content? Or
no, I was already making content. It was just like not really I just wasn't as developed on the platforms. Like, my videos were getting views and stuff, but it was like I just wasn't around that long. So me being around these people that have been on the platform for at least 5 years or longer.
Right. Okay. So you were thinking like you being recognized was like disproportionate to your following. You're like,
it was super inflated due to the fact. I mean, I was growing a lot during that time because of just being around those people too, and just like being on Warped Tour and stuff. It was just like, and emo was just very popular at that time for some reason. But it was like, it felt very rushed and almost fake almost to an extent, because it was like I didn't feel like I like totally earned it at that point. Like,
it's true, like a bit of like imposter syndrome type.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't really do my like course yet of like, okay, I've been doing YouTube for a while now, people are like recognizing me. Like, now if it happens, I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense because, you know, I've been doing it for 10 years at this point and doing music and stuff. But I was like, what am I providing for you to want to take a photo with me? Like, oh, I know Bryan. Like, that was it. Oh, I know Damon. It's like, it's kind of silly, but you know, I get it.
No, I kind of understand that feeling, but do you think that you've kind of like grown into those shoes now? Like you said, if it were to happen now, it wouldn't be like as fucked up feeling.
No, now it's like, now I don't like, it totally makes sense to me. It's like, I mean, it's always funny when somebody comes up to you and they don't know who you are, but they see somebody else come up to you and they're like, okay, I want to that's always that's a funny thing, but
that is a funny thing.
But I think for the most part, no, I've done enough like content. I've been on people's channels, and I feel like I've done stuff, so it's like, okay, it's fair if you enjoy me that you come up to me, like, that's fine. I'm not as like, oh, what the fuck, why are people coming up to me?
No, for sure.
So,
and were you like playing guitar back then too, or just primarily?
I mean, probably pretty bad. Yeah, badly. Yes.
Okay.
I started guitar when I was like I started guitar when I was probably like 12 or so. It was around like when my dad passed away. It was like a little bit before that, so I was
Oh,
pretty young. And
damn, true,
so I got that
eh?
emo music shit, and
It's coursing
yeah,
through the veins.
yeah,
So,
exactly. And
so like,
yeah, guitar was cool though. It was a good thing to. It was. I wish I was instantly perfect at it. That would have been sick.
oh,
But
dude, man, I wrestled with it forever. There were so many years that when I was playing guitar where I would just be playing for hours a night, just being like, I hate this instrument. I hate guitar.
I know. I'm surprised I got it down enough to where I am now, because I'm like, how did I even like even with editing and shit, it's like certain things. I'm like, when did I like learn?
Do you
Like,
do you edit your videos now, or do you have an editor editing for you?
I sometimes have like a friend edit, and then I have like another person sometimes edit, but sometimes I'll do my videos, like my own Beagle one and stuff. More of the simple stuff I'll do on my own, especially if it's a lot of footage. I'll do it my own, because like the Omegle videos are like 4 hours to go through, and I don't want to send that to someone.
Oh, true, yeah.
Torture. But it just depends on the video. But right now I have like a friend that usually edits for me now, and I'll take on some of them though. So if I have a friend edit for me though, I usually just credit them in the, well, I mean, I pay them of course, but I credit them in the description.
No, for sure.
I also like people to know which ones are like not edited by me. I think it's like kind of cool to like be like, okay, this is I don't edit as crazy. I'm lazy with it. To be quite honest, I'm pretty burnt out with editing.
Yeah. No, that's why I ask. Is go ahead.
It wasn't until this year that I really started having somebody else edit any of my videos, and so I was like, you know.
True. It is quite the grind to sit there and chop up the stuff. Like,
it's rough.
When I watch, because like I said, I like the daily slop, obviously. And
yeah.
Ludwig is insane, man. He's like a one-take Andy. He just hits the record, has all his tabs rolled up, gets through the whole thing, nails every single fucking point, gives you all the goddamn context you need, and then it's, okay, bye, see you later. Like, goddamn. And people will watch that and just... No, go ahead.
What I was doing when I do the deep dive videos and stuff, I'll try to like have the tabs already too, but it's exhausting. I don't know how these people do videos this often, but I guess they just have a big enough team to make it a little more easier like on them. Like, I mean, I've heard like about Ludwig's like crew that he has working with him, and definitely helps, but it's like, damn, it's still like, even just filming the videos can be a lot, and emotionally a lot as well.
Oh, draining as fuck. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And like, and yeah, knowing that you're just like, yeah, that your slop content provides actual food and money for other people, and they depend on you to get on there with your goddamn tabs and go through it. Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like to be a creator of that size, but
yeah, that seems very overwhelming, especially with like algorithms and stuff and everything, and not knowing what videos are gonna just like trigger something to be like, oh, we don't want to promote that video and stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's intimidating, but it is I don't know. I guess like eventually it's just something like if you get to a certain point you kind of needed to do, and I'm working on slowly kind of getting more into that realm, but it's like it's a lot to take on. So
no, it for sure is, and like there's been a bunch of days in a row where you're like upload. Yeah. But like, because YouTube is all about fucking click-through rate and watch time, and music videos aren't really that much watch time, so animators and music videos, blah 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 blah, gotta make these 10-minute blah blah blah. So this brings me to the point, like, okay, so you just went away to make music videos, right? In Texas, was it?
Oh yeah, me and my friend are doing a collab like EP, like 5 songs, and we shot one. I think it's probably going on his channel, but it was a zombie music video we did. And then on top of that, I had a song called Zombie for my like solo stuff. So I just like randomly, we like rented this haunted house, and I was like, oh, there's like more areas here, and like I have a zombie song, like, so I shot one for like my solo song as well. So I did 2 music videos, but yeah, I mean, they were like, you know, they're the first one, the one that will probably be on his channel for the EP is probably a lot more like crazy. Mine is just like pretty chill acoustic kind of like song. So, but it's like I just thought the area was so nice that I was like, man, I gotta utilize this. Like, how often are you able to rent a whole like haunted house and like film
Yeah.
in it? So
No, for sure. It looked awesome, dude. Just from like the stories you were posting. So I'm sick that
yeah,
I mean,
sick.
it's sick that you were able to fucking. Yeah, okay. I got to use this shit too. And then,
It was very last minute, and so that I'm probably gonna try to drop that in November, my like solo one, and then the other one is coming out in October, and that's probably just gonna be on his channel and stuff, and we have like that whole EP coming out that will probably come out early next year.
oh,
And then,
sick.
and I'm just kind of like finishing up, like I have like 6 songs done, but I'm just finishing up like pretty much I think it might be an album, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm doing another song very soon, but it's just hard. Like I write a lot of music, and I'm like, a lot of times it just like sits and stuff, or I'm like, man, this sounds exactly like some other shit I fucking wrote, and it's like, or I'm like, man, why do all my songs have to have the same like concept? Like it's tough. Like I'm like, damn. But I guess that's just like how you are. You know, you write about how you feel and who you are and stuff, and that's, you know, that's the vibe is you. So if you write stuff that's like, oh, why is this so me? It's like, I guess that's just it.
That's just it,
So,
dude. Yeah, no doubt.
but yeah, I'm planning on trying to get that done for like next year as well, like early. So trying to get a lot of music just kind of going, and you know, while on top of that, keeping the YouTube stuff going, because YouTube's more consistent. I mean, I never want to be someone that just doesn't do YouTube. Like I would like to have like maybe like an editor and a filmer like someday, you know, to make it a little easier on myself.
For sure.
But like, I mean, if music became really big, it'd be cool to like, you know, do that. I would still want to do at least 1 video a week on my YouTube channel at least. Like I don't see myself being like, oh fuck this, like.
Oh, true. No,
And,
yeah, no. I see the vision. Yeah, no, absolutely.
yeah.
Dude. Yeah, no, that's
And
sick.
and YouTube is like more consistent financially as well, even except for the apocalypse. But it's like, okay, like this helps me fund my music as well. So it's like music, I probably usually lose money, like quite honestly. Like I said, like some of the videos are at least like, I mean, if I do a music video, it's gonna be like at least around like 1,500 to like 3,000. And
Of
it's
course.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not like that big of an artist. I have like 50,000 listeners around there. Like it's not that crazy.
No,
but,
dude, that's sick though, man. There's like, yeah, no, that's awesome. But
I'm trying.
no, man, that's fucking unreal.
It just takes one song.
No, dude, and it sounds cliche to say that because everybody does fucking who writes music does just say that. But like that's what keeps you fucking pumping shit out, man. I love it, dude. And it's the reason why people say it is because it's fucking true. You know what I mean?
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have a buddy that just dropped the song, and it like, now he's like visiting like Warner Brothers studios and shit, like to like talk to them about stuff. It looks like, and I'm just like, damn, it just like popped off for him. And it's like, yeah, that's all it takes. It's like one good song, and then it could, you know, open doors to where you can have a better team and stuff. And it's like, damn, like one day. So I mean, I've actually had some opportunities, but they like fell through. Like at one point, I like probably like 2018, I was like talking to like Andy from Black Veil Brides and John Feldman about something that they were like thinking about doing, but
damn, true. No, keep cooking, Johnny, man. Keep fucking cooking, man. Absolutely.
I'm cooking.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so
I have
sick.
nothing else to do.
So like,
Yeah.
all right, we're getting off track, which is kind of the whole point of the show. I like getting off track.
True.
Yeah,
because keeping it consistent is very difficult.
Oh, dude, and my ADD riddled brain, goddamn, keeping me on track for anything is insane. But okay, so Warped Tour. Okay, so let's kind of like get to the end of this MyDigitalEscape sort of stuff. Are you starting to realize like shit's fucked up, like the older that you get, or is it like the drama of it all is starting to weigh you down, or what else could it be? Like what's going on near like the tipping point?
Yeah, there's a lot of elements. I mean, there's videos that people were uncomfortable with making, like, you know, that were more influenced by Bryan, aka like a Dan Schneider vibe. Where it's like, you know,
oh my god,
videos.
Yeah.
And you know, so a lot of those were like that, or like, you know, me and my ex-girlfriend, like our first kiss was like in an MDE video. It was like, oh, let's market that. And
ooh, that
there was like things like Bryan, like initially, like one of my music videos that I spent a lot of money on, like we initially dropped it on the MyDigitalEscape channel, and like that was like something I didn't really want to do because it was like, you know, this is my solo thing. But but yeah, I mean, like Bryan was managing like Austin Jones, and he was very like me and like D Fizzy and my ex and stuff, and etc. We were all like bringing it up to him, like, hey, it's not just twerking videos, like, like this guy's weird. And then, you know, even after that, he kept on like working with him and stuff, and trying to get him on Warped Tour to make money off of him, because he was already making money off me, you know, like.
Right. So this Austin Jones stuff that's going on at this point, if people don't know about Austin Jones, like I don't really want to get like too deep into it. It's like all the words. I don't want to say all the words.
I think the best way to say it is Austin Jones was like he was initially a Vine star, and then he was very like in the music world, and he got really popular for acapella videos as well, and he eventually, you know, got called out for asking his fans that were around the age of 13, etc., for twerking videos. And then he made an apology video for that, because people just thought it was that, and he manipulated the situation. And then about 4 months later or so, he got called out for it being more than just twerking videos, and, you know, people showing body parts that they should not be showing, especially as minors, to him. And he was a part of the MyDigitalEscape channel for 4 months or so.
Damn. So was all of that knowledge?
And he was managed by Bryan. My bad. Sorry.
No, dude. No, absolutely. All that context is very important. This guy was definitely endorsed by BryanStars. That is not to be overstated or overlooked.
And maybe somewhat protected by him. Yeah, a little bit.
No, for sure. So was all of that known to you and those people, that it was like the nature of the more than twerking videos, like the body parts and the ages and stuff like that?
Not fully. I mean, one of my best, like, you know, close friends was Damon, who eventually was known for like mainly being the sole person to really take down Austin Jones and, you know, bring it up to a place where people really took it seriously, having documents and talking to victims. So he was involved in us like talking to Bryan as well about it, but I don't know if we initially knew that it was to that level. But we, like, in my head, you know, we were already like, okay, we're not comfortable with this guy, like, you know, even just asking for that stuff, it's very weird, like that's not cool. And in my head, even as a 17-year-old or whatever age I was at that time, I was like, I just doubt that it's just twerking videos, like that just doesn't, like, even if it was, that's already, you know, sexual. It is like, so it doesn't take a scientist to like figure that out. And it's funny because a lot of people back in the day really just like kind of almost scoffed at it, and we're like, no, it's just twerking videos, it's just a dance move. Like, it's like, really, like, what is the dance move? You're shaking your butt, like, so all
right.
But
So
Bryan tried to defend it.
What was the last thing you said there? I started like groaning.
Oh, you're fine. No, Bryan I was just saying, Bryan, like, he pretty much tried to, like, you know, just like didn't take it too seriously. Like, I mean, he just wanted to protect his like client, and you know, I don't think he fully knew the full extent, of course, until later on, where I think he still continued to manage him on the low for a while.
True, eh? So like Austin Jones for 4 months or so with you guys, now kicked out after that. You guys are still a content house after he leaves, right? Like, I mean, like a collab channel. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. We were for a long time after that.
Right. Exactly. For sure. Yeah. Exactly. So like, meanwhile, I mean BryanStars is still like roping you guys all into these like 360 deals, and as you're saying, there's a, like, you suspect that he's fucking still managing Austin Jones under the table.
Yes.
Damn.
100. Pretty much. Yeah.
He
was. He was. Pretty
Okay.
much until the day he got arrested. Him and his partner were managing Austin Jones.
Fuck, dude. Oh man, he's like complicit, if not like involved fully in so many disgusting, illegal fucking things. It's absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm so sorry, dude. I hate to be so like.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I like talking about this. It's interesting. It's crazy to look back at like everything and just be like, whoa, like I feel like there's so much more, and I'm like, fuck, man, this is like a whole goddamn movie. It's crazy, or maybe two.
yeah, dude, for sure. It's like There's a lot going on there, and we're definitely kind of just skipping by so much just to tell the basic story beats of this drama. I hate to just use the word drama, but it's so much more than that. But like,
yeah, but I mean, there's technically drama involved. I get it. Like it is. It's a dramatic thing.
It is very dramatic. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
No. So Austin's out.
Just...
You guys are still kicking it with the content.
Yeah.
And then bring us like right up to like the closing moments of this, like
the closing moments where pretty much everyone was mostly managed by him except a person named Luke Whale, who was a YouTuber from back in the day and then eventually joined the group. And we were brought the idea of a MyDigitalEscape tour, which no one really wanted to do at the time. I just came out with my first EP. I was around 18 years old. No other member besides Jordan Sweeto was really doing music at that time. I think maybe Shannon had like a song, maybe, I don't know, but it was no one else was really like doing music at that time. And we were like, what are we gonna do on there? Like we're all like really young, and we just weren't ready. We were still developing the channel and stuff. We were already like kind of overwhelmed with how many videos we had to do in general. Like we were trying to be in everyone's videos and all that stuff. And we were doing our solo channels as well. But yeah, Bryan was really adamant, and his partner about his partner being his, the other manager.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And they were very adamant about us doing this MyDigitalEscape tour, and it eventually was kind of a thing that was like, you're gonna do it. And when that opportunity happened, it was a full bus tour, which is crazy. So it was like 20 shows at least, or 30 or something, and it was like 500 cap rooms. They were all like instantly like sold out and stuff. It was very crazy how popular it was. Holy shit, actually,
dude. Yeah, like my parallels to Colleen Ballinger aren't unfounded. Like that is that kind of level, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, there was like VIP as well, where like VIP, they would get a poster and stuff, but we didn't sign them ahead of time. So we'd sign like, and the VIP was overbooked every time. So it was like, oh, let's sign 200 posters as we're meeting 200 people every single day and shit. It's like,
God.
And then, but then you have like 6 or 7 people signing them and stuff. And then it's like really quick meet and greet. It's like probably not the best experience, I'm sure. But yeah, with that though, he wasn't going to allow one of the members named Luke Whale on the tour unless they signed a contract to be managed by him, because he wanted to get percentage from everyone, of course. Which was, I think it was 20% is how much he got from, or how much he took from everyone. 360, 20% deal.
Oh, damn, that's a huge fucking chunk to do nothing. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, and so he did that, and eventually Luke signed because Luke wanted to be on the tour. And Bryan also, we had MyDigitalEscape merch on that tour, and Bryan was getting, a cut as a member, which was like, 1/6 of that. And then he was also getting his cut as a manager. And so he would get even more money from that, plus getting all, his 20% from everyone's merch. We did that tour, and everyone was butting heads. I probably butt some heads with some of the other members during that time as well. People were young, and
dude, anyone would, even fully grown adults in this situation. You take away all like the emotional manipulation and all the fucking take away all that. Just like a group of people living together doing that for so long is shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think before that we already like were having like some trouble with each other, like and it was like we didn't really resolve that or anything. But there was one period I felt like I was the closest to Bryan probably, so I didn't really mind like talking like shit to him, I guess, to an extent. So 18-year-old me, like kind of, maybe I was a little ego driven at that point too, with like thinking I'm like a little bit of the shit at that point, I guess.
I think anyone in your fucking position would feel the exact same way, man. Like there's no
but like I like pretty much like was like, everyone was like saying that they felt like this is bullshit, like you need to either be a manager or you need to like not be a member, you know what I mean? And it was like, we told him that, he was not happy about that. And there was even one point where I think I said something to him, and a couple people remember that were on the bus during this time. He like apparently, I don't fully remember, but he apparently like tried to hit me. Like in 18, he tried to hit me because he got triggered about what I was saying to him. And it was
Damn.
like he didn't ever like make contact or anything, but he like, he was just like angry. He's like, always getting in fights. And yeah, pretty much after that tour though, Bryan instantly wanted to kick out two members, those being Kyle David Hall and Hey There, I'm Shannon, because he was having the most beef with them.
Right.
I was having a hard time because I was like, this is like, the guy that like helped me develop my career. I felt like we had a really good thing. We did our own show called like Bryan and Johnny. It was like our Drake and Josh kind of thing. It was like a sketch, 2-season like sketch show we did on YouTube.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we were doing like all these things. I felt like we really had like a cool brand together, and let alone a friendship as well. And
dude, of course.
And he was my roommate at that time too. And but so it was really hard that he was like, getting in all these fights, but then he was also like, yeah, so he wanted to kick them out. I wasn't happy about that because I was like, even though I had problems with them at the time, like it was like, I understood why they were upset. And I also was like, that's MyDigitalEscape, is those people. Like it wasn't like, getting rid of Austin Jones or whatever. It's like, they're very settled in, and that was the dynamic. And it eventually, became like a thing where it was like, okay, we're ending the channel. We ended the channel, and it was really awkward. And instantly when we were ending the channel, he was already talking about bringing back the channel, but with only me and my ex-girlfriend and brand new people that were popular, including Social Repose, Eugenia Cooney. These people were managed by him as well.
What?
Social
Oh
Repose,
no, yeah,
Eugenia
of course.
Diego Soar, who's Hey There, I'm Shannon's ex, who they were having problems during that time as well. So I felt like that was like kind of almost a shady thing for him to do. And then this YouTuber named Chris O'Flean. And I think that's probably everyone that was offered at that time to be MyDigitalEscape 2.0. And me and my ex were like instantly like, no, I don't want to do this and stuff. And then we eventually made our call out videos. But when that happened, I had like 2 more months of rent in our apartment that we filmed all the MDE videos at. And I just like called my mom and I told her everything. And I was like, I moved out with my ex-girlfriend to Anaheim. And Bryan, after that, even though we weren't talking anymore, moved to the same exact apartment as me.
Damn. And, what the fuck?
Because he was just like hoping that we would like resolve it or something.
Yeah. Oh man, you were his fucking cash cow. That makes me.
I was his cash cow, and I think he also had a crush on me.
Yeah.
Which I eventually learned more about when I got older, because eventually we reconnected. I like gave him another chance to be my friend. Probably like only like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh damn, true.
Yeah, and then it took like a year for him to become weird again, and I was like, fuck this guy. So
damn, man.
Yeah, dude, that's the MDE, like that's a rundown on it though. Yeah,
that's because it was.
We were supposed to have a documentary actually for the tour as well. We were gonna have a friend film it, and that would have been the best documentary of all time. It was.
Oh my god!
I mean, there was. Oh well, this is like a BryanStars music video time, but I was telling you about that hotel that we stayed at where someone had guns. There was a hotel we were staying at during his "Shut Up and Kiss Me" music video, which he like forced everyone to be in, and like was really trying to write off that. And he had to stay at this really shitty hotel, and it was like there was literally people like doing a drug deal in the next room and like strapped up, like blocking the door, like watching it, like to make sure like their drugs don't get fucked with and shit. And we were just like, I was just like freaking out. I was like, I don't want to be at this fucking hotel and stuff. One of the many like bad ones we stayed at. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's super fucked up, man.
Yeah.
And like. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry again. Like that, you fucking had to go through that shit, especially with that guy. He's so.
Yeah,
He's so something.
Gives me something to talk about now.
Man.
Now I get to do these podcasts and talk about it. So it's But yeah, I mean that was mostly it. I mean, he like kind of did his own thing after that. He kept on like trying to find his own next emo group without doing MDE2, because he released a little like teaser of MDE2's coming back or whatever, and it got really shit on, and I made a video like showing MyDigitalEscape sub count, and I was like saying like everyone unsubscribe, and it like I played Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy, and like showed the subscriber count going. I mean, the subscribers were at like, I think at the peak in like a year or so, it was at like 800K subscribers, and then it like eventually went down to like 650,000 or something.
Yeah, that's a hell of a bleed out.
Yeah, initially it lost like, during that time it lost like 50K at least. Like it was an insane amount because people were like, fuck this channel. Like not necessarily what it was, but just the manipulation behind it, and the, you know, kind of like, I mean, I was there since day one, you know, built MDE with him. The first video was edited by me, and like he just like took that, and that was really shitty of him to do.
Yeah, dude, that's putting it goddamn lightly. Yeah, you were, yeah, dude.
And also just trying to, you know, take money from everyone when like I felt like there was enough money to be made for just us being a part of it. You know, like, I didn't see like the whole perspective of trying to be like Scooter Braun and being a manager for everyone, and you know, trying to have their hand in everyone's pocket. I was like, I'm already making like good money doing this, like, and that's great. And so like, why do people have to be so money hungry? Like, how much do you need? Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
The channel could have kept on going if you didn't make things so weird. Like, it could have lasted 3 or 4 more years.
No, dude, for sure. It seems like he was just like doing that like weird manager thing. It was just a surefire way to just like fuck up a bunch of relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he lost all the friendships, he lost all the clients, and then he lost the channel. I mean, yeah. So
yeah, and like, dude, like the more time went by and the Austin Jones stuff, and you look back on it, it's just like so clearly fucked up and so clearly like wrong, and especially being so much older and there being alcohol and
that shit was he would like with other members. I don't want to say everyone's name.
No, of course. Yeah, no, absolutely.
But he would they were also minors, and he would make, you know, encourage them to drink and stuff, and you know, which for me at the time, which is a fucked up way to say it, but I was like, I liked drinking. It was cool to an extent, but he drank a lot, and he was like constantly wanting to drink, and so some days I wasn't up to it, and it was like, okay, well, at least this guy's gonna, you know, drink. This minor can drink with him instead, and I can like not for once, you know what I mean? So that was
yeah, your
kind of lifted a weight. Yeah, I kind of lifted a weight off my back a little bit, which was in a way kind of nice, I guess.
Dude, that's so fucked up. That's just like, and I hate to like, I don't know, maybe like make assumptions and stuff like this, especially because you're the one who lived this, but that's like such a way to fuck up somebody's like relationship with alcohol and with relationships. And then you said like your first kiss was monetized, and that's like a way to fuck up like intimacy and shit. I'm so fucking sorry, dude. And like,
no, but it's interesting though. So after the channel ended, he eventually made, you know, because he got so much backlash, he made 2 apology videos. He made one, and I guess he didn't perform the way he wanted to, so he took it down like 30 minutes after, and he made another one.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and he was trying to seem more emotional in it. I was like, bro, he never really like apologized fully. Like, he definitely was just, it was the most acting shit ever. But yeah, he like made 2 apology videos because the first one he didn't feel like he was doing his I'm sorry guy role. Right?
Oh my God.
Like, that's like, if you have to make 2, it's like, dude, that is the most disingenuous shit ever. If
that's
like,
crazy.
You're like, wait, I can retake.
Oh, yeah, retake on the old apology. That's insane. So
weird.
It's like,
And now he's removed both of those videos. They're not up anymore. So I guess he didn't really mean it.
He sure didn't. No, that he sure didn't.
Yeah. So that was it though.
So as you like move through life and move through like creativity and navigating a career that you built in that fucking toxic ass environment. I hate to use such a cliche word, but like,
no, you're fine.
Do you feel like that fucking stuff is still like weighing you down, or a part of like the influence of your output, or do you feel like it's like that Johnny is still in there, or like
I think it I mean, it like weighed me down, not anymore. I mean, it definitely did. It hurt really bad for a long time, but I now it's like, no, I'm pretty like, I think now I've learned that, well, one, I've redeemed a lot of the friendships that I had with those members, and I think that was really nice. And I tried to do that with Bryan as well, but that was too far gone.
Yeah.
And then I eventually found out that he liked me romantically, it felt like, and that was like, okay, well, I've known you since I was really young, so that was really weird.
Right. So since you brought it up, like when
I was gonna say one thing though.
Oh
but
no,
yeah,
please,
I mean,
yeah.
the only person I don't like currently have contact with is just Bryan and my ex-girlfriend that used to do YouTube as well, who was a part of the channel. And but everyone else I've like redeemed it with, and some of those people I did have, like, you know, we didn't like each other at moments. You know, the only person, I mean, like, it was the only people that I really like never had problems with was Jordan Sweeto and Luke Whale, that were a part of the channel. And then, you know, me and Kyle like had some moments where we didn't like get along, and Shannon as well, but luckily we mended those. And I've seen Kyle actually recently, and I talked to him pretty, you know, we'll message each other, we're supportive, and I think that's really cool. And he came to like a show I did on tour, and it was really cool. It was all good vibes. And,
yeah, no, that's really sick, dude. That actually like makes me happy to hear, because like,
yeah,
when that kind of shit goes down, if all of those fucking bridges are left scorched to the earth, like, you can wrestle with that every night for the rest of your life. So like, there's a lot of closure that can come through that.
Yeah, and I understand like everyone was going through such a weird experience and stuff, and like maybe like, I don't know, we're all to blame for the negative things that could happen. But yeah, and with Shannon, we like did like a song together, and we still like support each other and stuff, and that was cool to make that amends. I wish I could do it with, you know, Bryan and my ex and like make amends, but some things like feel like they're a little too far gone, and the damage, like, I would just be kind of like forcing it or lying to myself, and I just don't know if that's genuine enough to actually redeem. So I think it's probably, besides, you know, like me commentating on the situation, it's probably best just like, you know, it's like, all right, that's, you know, wish them well, but it's not in my life, you know.
Yeah.
Even, I don't know if I necessarily wish them. I don't wish them ill. I just
No, I know exactly what you mean. No, you're good. Absolutely.
I don't want to see them succeeding either. So I don't really. No, just kidding. Yeah. I wish them a normal life.
A peaceful existence.
Yeah. I don't wish them death.
No, of course. Do you see a time in the future where, like, I don't know, because like, if that were me, man, like, if I was in your position, I wouldn't even have that thought. And that's just, we're different people, you know what I mean? But if, like, if I feel like, I don't know, dude, I don't think I would be as open to rebuilding that relationship as you seemingly were at one point.
I was for sure. I was for sure. And that was a big problem with my ex and I, is that I always like really wanted to fix that relationship with Bryan, and she was very like, they like didn't like each other. Like he didn't like her, she didn't like him. Like he probably felt that she like took me away from him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and the great, you know, success that we were having together, and also he probably liked me. So
right. So that naturally brings us back to that. Sorry, I don't want to bring anyone else's name into it. That there's no class in that. But like, when did it become apparent that like he was having these kind of thoughts, or at least was positioning himself in that way?
Well, honestly, this is probably the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing, this is like going back, but when we did his album, I was with him, and he did this twice to me and one other person that was there. But he would like, this is probably, I don't know if I was 18 or so, I can't remember the exact age, but I was young, and like he would like try to like wrestle, and he would get wasted, and he like purred on my fucking neck, and I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, I'm like, you know, at that time I was like, I'm a grown adult, like, or not a grown adult, but I felt like I was like, I'm becoming like an adult, and like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't want to wrestle you. But he was like, he did that like twice, and he like purred on my neck, and he did it to somebody else too, and I was like, that's really weird, maybe uncomfortable. Nothing went further than that, but I was like, also with him, you know, being like, oh, let's do a video called Naked Twister, and like, you're gonna, you know, strip down to your underwear pretty much, you know, like that shit, like that, like, which was like a challenge back in the day on YouTube, but it was like, when you're like 18 or so, it's weird to do.
It's super weird, dude. Yeah, no, that's super fucked up. Yeah, no, it's really insane, actually. Insane behavior, for sure.
Yeah, but those were like little subtle things. And then And then eventually I redeemed that friendship with him for a minute because he was still friends with one of my friends at the time.
Right.
And I was like, like I really like we had something good, and I feel like people can grow, and I want that, and I don't like to see people as just black and white, good or bad. Really, I mean, like maybe some people should be seen that way, I guess, but it's tough for me to like because I know I'll say something that I like don't mean or something, so I just like try to like sympathize for some people, I guess.
No, of
which
course.
maybe they don't deserve. But yeah, I think it was like I was probably like 22 or 23 or something. Me and my ex-girlfriend just broke up, and I was really struggling. I was very as low as I could be mentally, and I like was hanging out with some friends that were still friends with him, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking squish it if he wants to be. Like, I just want to like I'll talk to him. I'll like and then we were like on a good page. We were hanging out and pretty often, and it was like chill for a couple months, and we would like go to the casino and shit. And I didn't really gamble, but I would just go around around Vegas and stuff and drink because that's where he lived. And at that time smoke weed. He was smoking weed as well. And I was like almost like, man, I want to like I want to get you like we should do a podcast or something, like maybe show people that you're not like a bad guy or something like anymore or something, like like you made a mistake, like show like do a video together, like talk it out, maybe like people could forgive you, like that'd be cool. Even if you don't come back to YouTube. But he was so against doing that, and quite honestly it's good that he was, because he still is kind of a piece of shit. But yeah, he was he eventually it was his birthday, and I was home. I was living with my mom during that time because I was struggling mentally with my own issues. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll play Halo with you on your birthday or whatever. And like something came up. I think I was just down or something because of the ex-girlfriend shit, and I was just like struggling with myself, and or I just forgot. And I said I would play Halo with him, and I didn't, and he got really upset with me that I forgot. And I was like, dude, you're a fully grown man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I apologize. That was my bad. But he was like so attached and stuff, and he was freaking out about it. And then I was like, okay, dude, like he was already doing some weird shit, just like things that led up to that, where I was like, okay, this guy's way too attached to me. To where I was like, sorry, dude, like I just can't be your friend anymore. And then he would, there was also one thing. We went to a Tim Burton museum we were gonna go to. We never actually went. And I was like, oh, we should invite your roommates because like they are super into one of the girlfriends was like super into the Tim Burton stuff and brought it up. And I like brought it up to them, and he got really upset. He was like, why can't we just do things together? And I was like, what? I was like, okay, dude, I think he likes me. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He would like try to like bring me like to his room just to hang out, like just like nothing would happen, but he would just like want to like have me alone in his room just to hang out.
Yeah. And, of course.
It's like, okay, I could put things together. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, like now that I look at it, it's like, okay, that's like groomer stuff. Like, dude. And I also knew like I've also heard some like stuff from like him in the past where like he said he like thought one of the members was cute that was younger as well and stuff. And I'm like, like, well, they were younger at the time, or maybe 18 at the time. It's like still he knew them when they were like 16 or 17. It's like, yeah. So
yeah, no, I was gonna use the G word, groomer, earlier when he was like grooming you from audience member to merch guy to cameraman to now 100%. Artist that I'm taking money from. And then now you take that professional grooming, which in a lot of ways, like that professional kind of grooming can be good if you want to develop into an artist, or you want to develop into like a creative career. But like, if you're
the way he was doing things, it's just like the worst kind. Though.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Luckily it didn't go further, but it was like, it was like, damn, okay. Now that I'm like older and stuff, and I've also like seen so many videos about people that do shit like that, it's like, oh, that is pretty much what was happening to me. Like, like you hear about like Onision doing shit like that, and it's like, oh, well, like this is like another person that was doing weird shit like that. So,
yeah,
but yeah, it was just like things like that pretty much led me. And then I think I heard from people that lived with him or whatever, just like things about him like having a crush on me or something, and I was just like, yeah, it's like I didn't want to be like just assuming or anything because that's not fair to anyone. But it
Well,
just kind of added up,
no,
with all the
yeah,
evidence. So
yes.
I can't blame him. I'm very, very handsome.
You're a very handsome guy, absolutely.
Yeah, So
Oh my
who's
god, dude.
kidding?
But like,
No, yeah, it's cringe for sure.
yeah,
Though.
no, super cringe. That's like, yes.
But yeah, so that's and like there's other people that he's like made uncomfortable and stuff. So it's just like, oh, okay, like with all those stories you hear enough from everyone, it's like, oh, okay, like, and he would always hang out with like young people. Like he had like a merch guy on MDE that eventually got kicked off the tour because he was like trying to flirt with our viewers, I guess, and be like, I'm MDE's merch guy. And he was a young person, like 17 or 18 as well.
That's so cringe. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he was like trying to get like, I'm pretty sure like nudes or something like from people. Like it was like gross shit. And,
oh, okay, that's beyond cringe. That's
and
deplorable.
and Bryan wanted him to like, be on the tour because of, he just thought he was, I don't know, he was just, I don't really know why. Like I don't know if he was trying to develop that guy's career too or something, but he was like, I remember like getting a Facebook message from that guy, and he was like, this is when I wasn't friends with Bryan, and he was like, I'm at Bryan's house right now, and he's trying to get me to drink, and he like sent a photo, and he's like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, and I was like, weird, like I was like being nice to the guy too, and being like, yo, this and that, but
God
it was
damn.
like, okay, it just makes you wonder. Like I don't think he ever did anything like actually in person, from my knowledge, or anything. But it was like it's like what was he thinking? It's like,
And you never know with like a behavior like
no,
that and all those fucking red flags, and especially like
no,
if it's happening to you and you can be like, oh, this happened, this happened,
no.
this happened. All right, you're fucking disgusting. But like,
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, yeah. So that's the main juice of the Bryan creepy side, though, from my knowledge. Though, like, I don't really have any full on like, oh, he did this and I know about it or anything.
no, and like, yeah, no, for sure. And we're not here to like out anybody or expose anybody that wasn't like that isn't a part of like the Johnnie Guilbert story or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, if we did though, I'd be down.
Oh, same, dude. No, if we had,
if I had the information, I'd be like, yeah, here you go. I'd have 3 videos on it right now. But yeah, that's pretty much where that friendship ended, though. And then it eventually, my friends that I was friends with at that time, that he was also managing, they were doing very well on their channel, and they eventually stopped being friends with him and living with him because he became very sexist and angry, and he was like very hateful towards one of their girlfriends, and well, their girlfriend, you know what I mean? And he would like text them really vulgar things, like calling them a whore and a bitch, and like would message them very late in the middle of the night, like that stuff for like a long time. And then he would do that a lot. I think he did stuff like that to me as well, where he would message, like, for a while he was messaging like really hateful messages, but it would be at like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and it's because he was drinking the whole night beforehand, which he did a lot of. So,
God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's super fucking crazy.
And that's pretty much a rundown of the BryanStars story. I mean, ever since that, like, I'm sure he has like a good amount of money. He's always been really into stocks and crypto and all that kind of crap.
No, of course he is. He's definitely that. He's definitely that kind of guy. Yeah.
But I logically, he would have a lot of money because he's managed so many channels. Plus, he was successful with his own, and the last channel that he was managing did really well. They grew to millions of subscribers during that time. So he was like getting a handful of that as well. And so I don't know, unless if he blew it all, he's financially probably very well off. But yeah, he's just been off the grid ever since then, though. He doesn't tweet, he doesn't do any social media anymore. And
no, I noticed that. I mean, like, there was a few years ago, like maybe
he was at that circle pit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. I don't know if I know that, but
there's like a viral clip of him at Warped Tour, and he like goes in a circle pit and like skips in it.
Oh, that's,
people haven't seen him for years.
That's hilarious. Nah, I haven't seen that.
It's a good one.
No, he was just like doing like random like music commentary videos, and they were like very sporadic, and then he just fucking off the face of the earth.
yeah, that was the end for him. That was him like trying to figure out if he could do things on his own. He just wasn't performing well, and he just gave up. And then people just really like, I mean, the Austin Jones stuff eventually came out that he was like still working with them, and it's like, and then all the other stuff eventually came out, but it's really hard to redeem yourself when you pretty much were still trying to work with a predator and stuff, and also like did sus stuff on your own. It's like, okay, like that's like the furthest thing. Like you can't really redeem yourself at that point. It's like you just gotta go. So,
Yeah, no, there's like so like he has such a track record now that
yeah,
anyone who's not going to trust him. You're not going to like work with this fucking guy. You're not
like
gonna...
yeah, I always wonder, like, will he ever just post something and be like honestly, what I actually almost convinced him to do this, but I was like, he used to always tweet, "My love for you is bulletproof," like a billion times. He used to have like which is a Pierce the Veil lyric, but
yeah, for sure.
He used to have his like Twitter team do that because he would like really cater to the emo people, but he tweeted it like a billion times. It was kind of meme, and I was like, dude, like, you should just tweet that out of nowhere and then like dip on the internet again, just as a meme, like self-aware, but he like, never did.
God damn.
Yeah, that's pretty much it though.
Speaking of people that fell off the face of the earth, have you seen Chris Drew recently? Have you seen his recent?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I would say it's a comeback, but yeah, I mean, I feel for him. He was the biggest inspiration to me. It was my first concert, and for a while I was like becoming friends with his his ex and stuff too, and like she was really cool, very nice person, and but like he apparently was not the best in that relationship, and
that's basically all I've heard about that relationship. Like I don't know what the drama was. I know it was not good.
Yeah, it was like I mean, he got with her when she was pretty young, and she was like a fan and stuff, and then they eventually, you know, had a kid together, and he wasn't, I guess from what I've been told on social media and other things, he wasn't the best father and stuff, and he apparently like also his brother like had like schizophrenia and like got shot by the police because
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that in like Joplin, Missouri or something.
Yeah, and so like Chris, yeah, it's like, oh man, look at, you know, it's so crazy, but it's like I just feel like he's I don't like want to say he's like deserves the sympathy because I don't know, but like I just feel for him in certain aspects of like his brother passing away and like his mental health struggles and stuff, and his drug addictions that he's been going through for God knows how long at this point.
Oh no, dude, that's like an insane combination of things to be going on.
And who knows if it triggered any mental illness for him, because like it's obviously already a part of his family. His brother had it, so it's like who knows if he's like also schizophrenic, you know, and like got triggered by all these crazy drugs that he was doing as well. So
that's very possible, and if not schizophrenia, you know, definitely there's definitely something going on there for sure.
I mean, because I filmed the BryanStars Never Shot Never interview number 3, and which was like crazy for me because I, you know, my friend and then my like, you know,
you filmed the third one.
Yeah,
I did a fucking whole video about that interview.
Yeah, sorry about the shakiness.
God damn.
I was like 18 or 17, and like Chris was like drinking wine, and like it was at the Warped headquarters, and Kevin Lyman wanted them to do it because he wanted there to be no beef on Warped Tour, and they were both going to be on it. And it was a very awkward interview, pretty disingenuous on both sides from what I gathered.
Yeah, but it just felt like we're doing this to
yeah,
do
they had
it.
to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, I felt really nervous filming it, but it was all good, you know, for the most part. And then we like eventually did that Warped Tour with him on it, and we actually hung out with him like the most out of everyone, like pretty much.
With so Chris Drew?
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, but like it was interesting though, because like at that point I was already like, this guy's like kind of lost it, and I was young and I still noticed he would be like staring off at nothing and like kind of just, you know, like tripping out or something.
Right, that was kind of his brand for a little bit, like space age hippie type dude, you know,
hippie emo. Yeah, and
exactly.
I think it got maybe too encouraged to be like that though, and it got past the point of being cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, like every time I would hang out with him though, he just kind of felt like a different person. Like he was, you know,
dude, that's actually kind of sad, you know.
Yeah, like one of the best memories, and also it's like it wasn't like really necessarily a good thing, but he was like, it was like fine. He didn't have any bad intentions, but at the AP awards, that we were, you know, part of and stuff, like he at one of the after parties, he was like trying to like, he's like, oh, you should have a drink with us or whatever. And I was like 18 at the time, and he was like, when I was on Warped Tour and like 18, I was drinking all the time and stuff. Like, you know, he was cool about it. I didn't do it because I got in trouble that year already for like drinking on my tour bus. So I didn't want to get kicked off Warped Tour. But
dude, I
it
keep
was
forgetting
like, oh,
that America drinking age is 21, like coast to coast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. In Canada, where I reside, it's 19. So 18 is kind of like, nobody sees 18 as like a big deal at all.
No. Yeah.
But like, I can totally see how that would
Yeah,
the optics on that are
rules.
just so fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, but like for me, I was like one of those moments. I was like, man, like I could have drank with like my idol, like had like a drink with him. That would have been fucking sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, for sure. Like
it's
if
like-
I was like your age and I was hanging out with Bob Dylan and I had the chance to do that, and I'm looking back on it, you know.
I was Bob Dylan. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Bob Dylan. Never Shot Never interview too. Bob Dylan.
He really had that.
yeah.
He had that in his brain that's who he was for some reason during that second interview. It was really strange.
He was on acid. He
Definitely was on. Yeah, I think he even admits to that in the
I've done
interview.
some psychedelics like that though, and it never made me act out like
No,
be like that. So I
same.
just don't buy it. I think he had some ill will, and that's fine, dude. You were, you know, and it came out wrong, or you just weren't, you know, being the coolest, and that, you know, and it's also years old, so be it.
No, yeah, no, it is like.
Iconic though.
Oh my god, is it ever? Oh my god, that's gonna
It
be
aged. It aged gracefully now too. With, I mean, I still don't think Bryan at the time deserved it, but yeah, it's like,
no, he
so.
did. Like, it's ruthless. It's absolutely fucking ruthless. But him crying at the end just like fucking makes it. You goddamn.
Him crying at the end was also like super played up too. Like,
Oh, of course it was.
He fucking knew what it was gonna do. Like which I'm not saying like Bryan shouldn't have cried though, because like Never Shall Never was in the wrong on that. Like, I mean, Bryan should have adjusted to the interview as well. Like, he should have been like, okay, like let's try this again. Like, I'll try to be more serious about it. You know, or just like, you know, but you know.
I don't know if that would have done anything, because I know that's how the interview was going. It was like, stop asking me about what porn star name I'm gonna have and start asking me about the music. You know, that was the whole thing. But I think if Bryan were to like pivot,
talk about the music,
and call an audible, then they'd find another fucking thing to be a dick about.
Yeah, they had to like squish that beef or something, and I just don't think he was in the headspace to allow that to happen. So
nah. And it was like his hometown or something too, was it not? Like he was like,
it was Chris's hometown. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
In Joplin. So that's, I just like, I don't know, I wish well for his kid and stuff, and his ex and stuff, and I don't know, like if he's like saying that he's gonna come back and stuff, and you see these photos and you see his like random tweets and stuff, he'll have like random photos of like soda and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't really know what the fuck's going on there.
I don't think he knows what the fuck's going on there, because it like, I've been following it, and he totally disappeared for a bit.
Yeah.
Then he came back as this like, exactly. Yeah. Then he had this like side project thing. And then he had an Instagram profile where he was like a filmmaker, where it was like,
and it was like a painting and stuff.
Yeah. And he had like this dog, and there was like a video of him jerking off in a fucking sleeping bag.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He's like,
what?
He's like in a public on a public bench, wearing like one of those full body fucking
was he jerking off? Are you sure?
Well, he could have been like, you know, mimicking around. Yeah, exactly. Because the whole thing seemed like an art project, but from like a deranged man. You know?
Yeah, he was gonna do a film. I remember. Yeah.
And it definitely had that sort of like art boy type vibe to it, but also like, this guy's methed out of his fucking mind kind of thing. But also like, I'm a character on meth kind of thing. But anyway. So then he disappeared after that for a little bit. Then he was like, all right, it's Never Shout Never time again. Yeah,
Never Shout Never's coming back. And then he like, and now he's just taking photos of like sodas and stuff, and he'll like tweet that he's not smoking cigarettes. And I don't know. It's really, I would love to see, like, what I really want to see is just him talk to a camera. I just want to see how he like speaks. Like it's been so long, I don't even know what he sounds like nowadays. Like what does he talk like? I mean, even in his music, you heard his voice just like get deeper and deeper, and it was like a little like almost like he was playing a character somewhat.
Yeah.
He's still very talented and stuff. So I don't know. I just when he does something, I will be there to see what it is.
To witness it. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man, because I've always had that. Because, like I said, I'm a bunch older than you guys, and when he came on the scene, it wasn't necessarily like my thing, but I could totally, like I said, I was friends with Braden, and I was like right around that whole vibe. But like I could totally see not only why his aesthetic was appealing, but like he was so clearly a songwriter at heart and loved to write songs, and he was very had a vision for it all. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you could see it like deteriorate the bigger he got and the bigger his head got, and like
he was handed a lot of money at first too. I mean, he signed to like Warner Brothers at like 18 or so, and like they like it was just a lot. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure he got like a crazy amount of money at first, and then he, you know, obviously he can run through money really quick, but
especially on the road, especially living that hard style life. For sure.
I mean, he was a party dude too, so
very much so.
I would love to see what he's up to. I'm waiting for it, but currently it's just like you'll see like a selfie here and there of like him with the mustache or something, and it's like I don't know. It's like sometimes they look like they're taken in 2014 on Instagram.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want there to be something. Like I don't know, dude. Like I don't know the extent of what kind of monster that he was to the people in his life. You know what I mean? But from
I hope he's able to redeem himself to the best that you could. You know what I mean? I would wish that for most people. So.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. Like if you go back, I don't know, like the history of rock and roll, you know, people are shitheads. It's just like the history of dickheads all over the fucking place. And you don't even necessarily need to redeem yourself. I mean, maybe in today's day and age in order to fucking like have an audience or whatever, but in order to just like have a creative output, it's never been easier, you know? And he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy that right now, if he had something to say, I don't know if he would be coherent enough to say what it is he wanted to say. But again,
that's a fair assumption. I mean, like I think that's what we're all wondering is like, that's why I want to see a video of him, like just maybe an interview or something. Bryan, get back together.
Dude.
Do a fourth interview. I'm ready for it. I'll film it.
BryanStars Never Shout Never 4.
God.
Oh my God.
Good. That'd be such a like, it would, I don't know. I feel it'd be crazy. It'd be so.
No, that would be crazy. That would be crazy for sure. But I think
the vibes would not be vibing, I bet.
The vibes would not be vibing. Nah, you got that right. You got that right for sure.
But yeah, that's my opinion on him is just like, I just don't really know what he's been up to the last few years. So I just wish him well, and I'm hoping that it's more positive than negative, of course. So.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But as a fan that, you know, grew up, you know, he was like my idol, and I bought everything and all that stuff, and it's very wild to see how people's lives can change and develop. It's crazy.
Yeah, in just a couple years, man. Like if you look back at like even the third interview with Bryan, it's like not that fucking long ago. And I bet like coming from your perspective, it might seem like a lifetime ago, but somebody like approaching 40, you know what I mean? It seems like literally it was like all of this shit happened in my late 20s, early 30s. Yeah. So it's like, it's like.
Yeah, I would say like 15 years about like, I mean, how long has Never Shot Never even been a thing? Like, probably like 15 to 18 years, probably around there. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's crazy. As a kid too, like everyone just seems like they've been around forever. You know what I mean? It's like you see like these artists and you're just like, oh, well, they've only been like, let's say popping for like 2 years or something. And you're like just assuming like, oh no, like, what's
no, dude, for sure. But like, yeah, when Chris Drew came in, dude, he like, he sucked up all the energy and all the attention, and like almost rightfully so. He knew what he was doing, and there were so many people, yourself included, that like gravitated to his whole thing. And then
Yeah.
and then when he went into like the Black Cat era, that was like he's getting real rock and roll. He's got his big glasses and his fancy clothes.
Yeah.
And then literally the year after that, he's got no teeth and glasses
He's
without
got teeth.
No, I'm definitely exaggerating. But
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he changed up for sure. Yeah, man, he's had a lot of eras in his life, for sure. Every like album, he's always like doing his hair different or doing his outfits different. So I'm waiting for that next album. So.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, me too.
That and like I'm waiting for that next Panic! At the Disco record too. Not just, after Viva Las Vengeance.
I don't think I've.
You never listened to that?
Don't think I got through it. No, don't think so.
That's fair. That's fair. It wasn't a great album. It was pretty disappointing.
Oh, I bet.
Not the note I would have left on. But yeah, I think that's. I don't know. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Oh, dude, like basically, like I said, I only had like a couple notes, and I was just gonna like go through it, and like we pretty much nailed everything. I was gonna talk about like the recent like Sniper Wolf drama, but that seems like a million years ago now, and we've been chatting now for 2.5 hours. I don't give a shit about Sniper Wolf, but like it's crazy, dude. Like okay, we might just quickly before we go, how crazy it is that someone with 34 million subscribers just shows up to somebody's house who's also
yeah I think the like lack of like understanding like her like put herself like in the shoes that like she did to him,
just flip it around, of course. And she has clips where she's like, why are you following me home, fans? Give me my privacy. It's the craziest shit ever.
It's insane, and I don't think YouTube's gonna do anything. And I could see why YouTube won't do anything is because they probably think like, oh well, it happened off YouTube.
That's gonna be what they say, and I think that is currently what they are saying. It's gonna be like off-platform stuff.
But the craziest part to me is that Instagram, which it happened on, hasn't done anything. I think Instagram more than YouTube should be the one doing something.
No, agreed.
That's where the post happened. I mean, yeah, she like should actually apologize. I get that Jack like has been trolling her and stuff, but she could have quite honestly tweeted at him publicly or DM'd him, etc. And he would have, I guarantee, would have been willing to have a conversation or, like you just don't go to someone's house. Like it's fucking insane. Are you 12? Like even if you are 12, like that's insane.
No, that's insane. Like even if, like hypothetically, even if Jack is 100% in the wrong, what he was doing was 100% wrong, which I don't subscribe to. But
no, I don't believe that either.
Yeah, but if we're just operating under that assumption,
sure.
Like someone showing up to your house to fucking videotape or take a photo of your house and share it to 5.6 million people is like not a thought process that should happen in any brain. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I hope he like pushes legal action. I hope he's got something to stand on. I hope she has to, it sucks because she's so rich at this point that like nothing's really gonna be too much of a headache for her.
No, nothing's gonna be too much of a hit. Like the deplatforming on YouTube would be the biggest hit for sure. Like that.
It would be a hit, but also like, and I think it would be a good hit because like she wouldn't be able to. She's fine. Like she'll live. She can live forever.
Dude, even if like all of her revenue sources were to be cut off at the tap, she's totally fine, right?
Yeah.
But like, 1 million views a day.
Her not having that, like what her life is, it seems pretty fair for what she did. Like, like her not being like, okay, what am I gonna do now that I don't have YouTube? You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Even if you like, let's say, are the richest person ever, you still want something to do with your life.
No, for sure. But like, it's so fucked because in my opinion, I do think that both platforms should do something. I think they absolutely should fucking step in some.
I think Instagram should probably just fully remove her, and I think YouTube should at least suspend her account for etc. months to not be uploading. Like. At least at least do that, but at the very, very least. But they're not going to because of how bad it looks. They've just been propping her up like crazy over the last couple. Yeah, they just tweeted some really weird shit too. Did you see that? Like they were like, their tweet was, let's see, would it be too meta to do reaction videos to a reaction video?
YouTube tweeted that?
They tweeted that, and yeah.
God,
and, everyone's
damn.
freaking out about it, but they just tweeted that. Like, why would they? They tweeted that on the public YouTube account. Like, what kind of like weird?
And not even Team YouTube. It's like the YouTube.
The YouTube.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then also the tweet before that was check in on yourself and check in on your friends, which like kind of feels like
what the fuck? That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean the reaction one has to be about it though. Like that's like literally what he was doing. He was reacting to her reactions, and you know, it's like,
well, he was taking the piss out of what she was doing to show what she was doing was lazy and not worth doing.
And then he would show her how to like actually credit content creators.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about you, but I don't know. I think that's sick. I don't consider that harassment at all. Like,
I could consider it like, I don't consider it harassment because harassment is like so aggressive sounding. I consider it like trolling, like to an extent, maybe. Like he's taking a piss at like, you know, what she's been doing, but he's not like being like, oh, everyone go fucking, you know, he's not being hostile with it or anything.
No, for sure. He's literally just criticizing what's bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
which I think is a very fair game. Like, honestly, I don't know. He would never do anything that she's done to. Like, to take it to that level is just, she's like, her response to was like, oh, it's on Google, anyone can find it. It's like, okay, Sniper Wolf, I could probably find your address. Do you want me to go and show up? Like, what kind of response is that? That's insane. You can find anything on Google for the most part. Like, why are you like, that's so stupid.
It's so stupid. And that fucking like message or that like caption that she made was like, I don't know how to dox, so why would I be doxing? Like, that's just something I don't know
how to dox. You just did it. All you have to do is post someone's address.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So stupid.
So stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's just posting normally as well. I don't think she's like,
yeah,
she posted a day ago. Like,
yeah, as if nothing happened. And then there was that like, I don't know if you saw it's another thing that's going along with the whole story that like, the day after it happened, she posted a story to Instagram with her sister walking like, we show up to your house. What are you doing? Yeah. Like, she's totally fucking doesn't give a shit about it at all.
Yeah, and it gives off the vibe like that they're like, I don't know, like either that they pulled up or like they think that they're like attractive girls. And it's
dude,
like,
that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that was what it looks like for sure.
We're just attractive girls. Like, what are you gonna like do about it? Like, who cares?
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Jack got scared, but like, I don't know, dude, if that happened to me,
his wife got scared too. It's like, geez, like, I don't know if Jack has a kid or not, but I mean, like, I don't know. He's like a married man. Like, he's not like I don't know. No matter what, it doesn't matter in general. It's just like, it's just weird.
No, it is weird. I don't think he has a kid, but he is definitely married. Yeah. And it like, just like, if that were me, if Sniper Wolf were outside of my house right now, I would be fucking so scared, dude. Like, she is a psycho. Have you ever heard her talk not in her, like, reaction videos? She is a lunatic. No, I would be so fearful for my life. So I understand why he's, you know.
No, I've never, like, really watched much of her. I mean, I've known of her forever, but never, like, seen like interviews for the most part.
No, there's like, she used to do like rant videos from her car when she was in drama with her boyfriend, because all of these like legal documents just recently came out about her ex husband Sausage or whatever, who did all of her gameplay footage from back in the day, who was helping stealing whatever. So these legal documents came out where it's like, oh, now Sausage is admitting to the fact that Sniper Wolf was stealing from all this, blah blah blah. So I was just watching Sniper Wolf talk about all that sort of shit from like 7 years ago. And she's like, of course he's going to make my videos for me. If he doesn't, I'm going to make his life a living hell. And she's a total psychopath. And she says that she would go psycho if Sausage wouldn't make the videos. So we've all known people like that. And you put all of that fury into like a 5-foot person that thinks that she's untouchable. Dude, there's nothing scarier in the world to me. That just like scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is too. She thought she was untouchable. She still is kind of right now. Nothing. She's had no repercussions really besides hate stuff. And to be honest, like Jack's videos, like they weren't stopping her like channel. Like she could have just kept on doing what she's doing.
She
and
could have kept
it and,
on
like,
keeping on. You got that right. There was no dent whatsoever.
it was just promotion, quite honestly, for her. Like that's it. It was just
Dude.
making her name more of a legacy name, quite honestly.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess this is like a little more legacy now that she like doxed him, but it's like fucked up. So
Yeah,
make her look good.
it does change the narrative a little bit from just like Jack said, it takes it from being just like a petty content thief to someone that doxes and threatens your critics. And like
I really hope Jacksfilms like keeps on making videos like he was. I know he like hasn't, but imagine like he's just like, okay, next let's do another reaction to her.
Oh, dude.
He's
Like I've been watching those bingos, not the live streams, but when he does
Yeah,
like the bingo upload the next day.
Yeah,
Dude, they are fucking funny, dude. Like I understand. Not only like it's just such a fun way to take the piss out of how simple her videos are. And you're right. It would be just so funny if he was like, "All right, everybody, Sniper Wolf bingo."
Yeah, he goes back at it. It's insane. He's gonna have to add one for doxing on his card.
Oh damn! Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, it's insane. And like, there's like the footage of him initially hearing it, and it's just like actually kind of it's just kind of like sad. Like I'm glad like honestly the people that were in his call were reacting pretty well. Like they were like actually like straight up called the police. Like and like honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and the way that they told his wife to like, no, don't go out there when she was like, I'm going out there. Like I think like they all did handle it like as calmly as possible because like I don't know if
I mean I'm sure some of they seemed a little like giddy about it, like oh my god, but like I don't blame them because it's like what like what
the people in the call seemed giddy. Jack didn't. Jack
seemed
yeah dude, yeah, no, exactly, yeah, for sure.
But I don't even really blame them for feeling that way because it's like so surreal. Like I don't think they were like necessarily like oh it's funny, but they're just like trying to wrap their mind around what the fuck is
dude
like,
same like that was me when I was learning about all this stuff go down on Twitter when it was happening. I think most people were too, like jaw on the floor just cackling like what the fuck is going on YouTube right now. And everybody knew YouTube was gonna just like let it happen. But that tweet, dude, like watch me do a reaction of a reaction,
insane.
That's insane. That's like they should wild.
Why don't they just not say anything? Like
why don't they just not say anything? Yeah.
Like why if they're gonna like act like that, like to tweet that is just insane. It's like making him almost seem like he was in the wrong, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, no, that is what it. That's the message that it sends. The message that all of this sends, Johnny, is if you have critics on the internet, you can show up to their house. You can post a picture of their house to your audience. That's chill, and we're going to endorse it.
Yeah, I can guarantee if she wasn't Sniper Wolf though, I think she would 100% be banned.
Yeah, like, dude. No,
it's just because she, is at the level that she is, and they also just have a connection with her at this point that they utilize.
Well, that is why it's being let go for sure. But I mean, like the fucking average Twitter user's not putting all that together in their little noodle. The 5.6 people that the 5.6 million people that saw that in the 30 minutes that it was up. You never know on the internet who saw that shit, dude. That's like
I've had like a lot of people like show up to my house and stuff too, or like I actually like recently I didn't talk about it publicly but until like a while ago, but I got like doxxed I got swatted for the first time, not at my house, but they swatted my mom's house.
Damn.
When I was live, but luckily the SWAT team didn't go inside or anything, but somebody made a call like saying I killed my whole family and that I was going to do something, and the police were calling me and texting me, and I was like, I thought it was a troll, so I didn't answer for a long time, and if I didn't eventually answer, they would have like probably broken the door and like checked on everyone and stuff. It was crazy.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. And like,
I guess I'm a real streamer. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm definitely not at that level yet, but it's like, that's probably the worst thing.
Because like, I mean, people could like they could have dead ass like killed my family. Like that could have been it. You know what I'm
It
saying?
like what like I forget what the situation was, but it was years ago where a swatting incident did end up with someone dying. The guy went to jail and called into fucking Drama Alert and was like, "I'm the guy that did it." It was like,
oh yeah. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it was scary as fuck, and it's also just scary in general getting like a call from the police, and you're just like assuming like, okay, like what did I do something? Like, I've never had a call from the police. Like I was like, okay, is one of my family members like just dead? Am I getting swatted? Did I do something? Like what? Like did I don't know. Like it just makes you feel like you like did something wrong. Like it's just scary.
So then you picked up the phone when they were calling, and that's what.
I was freaking out, and I like got in contact with my sister and my mom, or one of them eventually answered, and I was like, hey, I don't know if this number's trolling me, but they're like saying they're the police, and they texted me from 2 different numbers, and they called me like 4 times.
Oh
and
fuck.
And then we tracked the address, and then and then my mom like called that number, and she was like, Johnny, like she put me on the call as well, like a duo call, and she was like, Johnny, it is the police, and da. And then we like had to talk to them. They were outside of like my mom's house, but
Well, it's good that they were
the police-
talking to your mom because they were told that you had killed them all. So
yeah, exactly. I think they were suspicious because the number that they got a call from wasn't my number, and they were claiming to be me, so that made them more suspicious. And I was nervous, but I seen a lot of FouseyTUBE and all these people that get swatted and shit. I know exactly how not to act. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, I used to watch a lot of Ice Poseidon as well.
Yeah,
was,
oh, that dude, he's making a resurgence as well from all
the wrong reasons. But that's like, I mean, exactly what he's always been.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
But like, yeah, with that stuff, like, just kind of prepared me as much as I could be to like, just be like, okay, this is what I do, and it's like that's pretty much it, and like, gave them whatever they needed. But luckily, since they were smart enough to realize it wasn't my number, and they like took extra care instead of just breaking in or acting on action, because like if I didn't answer though, they would have broken the door, they would have, who knows, came in with guns or whatever. Like I have dogs there too, so like who knows like what would happen to that. Like you never know when it's like that, like high alert when someone's saying they're doing that shit. It's like that could be it.
Yeah, they might throw the fucking the entire military at you,
like for real. I've seen videos where like a whole SWAT team comes in. I mean, like they were saying I killed fucking people, and that I was like gonna maybe kill myself or something like that. It's like, dude,
god damn.
Yeah, so
and to people that do that, it's just like a fucking joke to them, just like a fucking I will never understand it.
It's funny too, because like they do it to streamers because they want to see the reaction and stuff,
of course.
But they did it to me, and like I was literally like right after I got off stream, like 10 or 20 minutes later, so they wouldn't have even like seen anything. And then it was like not to my house, it was to my mom's house. So, but yeah, I've had a lot of people like show up to my house in general, like fans and stuff, and like that's really creepy. Like I had like this one person that pretended like they lived in the same apartment as me as well, for like 7 months or so.
Damn.
And they would just like watch me from my balcony and my ex and stuff, and eventually we figured out that they were lying because one of them told us that they didn't live there and like ratted on themselves, and they were like listen through our door and like try to like eavesdrop. I also had this one crazy person that like came to my house, and I opened the door, and she was I thought it was my sister. It was when I lived with my mom, and I opened my door, and she was like messaging me shit like, I have a motel, like like we can da-da-da. They were like in love with me or something. They were really crazy about it, and it's like a fully grown woman, and she opened my door, and she's right out there, but I didn't realize it was her. I like closed the door because I was like, I don't know if that's my sister. And I texted my sister, I was like, are you outside? And she's like, no. And then my sister, I was like, I think this might be the fan that was like messaging me. And then she answered the door, and my sister was like, hello, who are you? And she was like, does Johnny live here? And I like heard her say that, and I was like, that she said no, my sister did, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
girl came to my house though. It was really weird.
That's super weird, dude. Man, I'm sorry that happened. That's disgusting and scary and so violating. Weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm sure there's a lot worse. I mean, a lot of these people don't like talking about it because they don't want to even like let people know. Like that's why with the swatting thing, I took like 4 months to even speak about it, because I was like, I'm not gonna like try to like risk it. So
No, dude, for sure, because then the people that did
Yeah.
it might take that as
No, it's
you
worse.
taunting them. Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
so yeah, so that's the scary thing. I mean, it makes me scared to go on tours too and shit. Like, it makes me scared to do meetups. Like, I mean, especially that Christina Grimmie shit, like all that stuff. Like, I've always had a fear of like, oh, like I like when I did my last tour, I was like, even though I wasn't playing the biggest crowds, I was like, it just takes one person to like be mentally ill and
Yep.
hurt you.
Yep. And sometimes it's like those more intimate crowds where the crazier shit can fucking go down.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's like, I don't like have a crazy security team when I'm on tour or something, you know, like even if I did, shit can just happen, like, you know, like, but yeah, so that's the scary thing about putting yourself online or just existing in general, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no, it is scary, but like
You got to keep on living.
you do, you gotta do what makes you happy, and you can't let that kind of shit get in your way. Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
100%, man. So, one last thing I wanted to talk about, because we got through the Sniper Wolf thing, and so you were just recently on Harley's podcast from Epic Mealtime.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I didn't really get through the whole thing, but that was because I was at work and it was just like on. But like, how did that go down? And like, what the, like, WTF,
dude, for real. Yeah, I mean, it was like that, and like working with a lot of these OG like people that I've gotten the chance to like do anything with or like even get a follow back from. It's like, what the fuck, for me. But with Harley, we just followed each other on Twitter, and I've just always like, I don't know, I think he seems like a really cool guy. Like I enjoy like Kevin Smith movies, and I know he's like been in those, so that's cool. And Epic Mealtime, I remember like buying an Epic Mealtime shirt in Hot Topic back in the day.
Oh
so.
yeah, they were well. Was it the bacon and bacon and bacon and bacon
No,
shirt?
it was like, I don't remember what it said, honestly. I can't remember, but it was one of their shirts. And then I like, you know, it was back when I like bought like a Smosh shirt at Hot Topic and like Shane Dawson shirt back in the day. So,
Damn.
So I was into it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But Harley, we just follow each other on Twitter, and he just reached out to me. I think, I don't know, we responded to some tweets, and we've just been following each other, and he just asked me to be on, and I was like nervous because I've never talked to him. I didn't know what we would have in common besides like nerdy things, but he was cool. He's it's a very random podcast, but it was like, you know, it was fun. You know, I was honored to be a part of it, and it's cool to be able to speak to people like that. I don't think a lot of people realize how like legendary like Epic Mealtime was.
Dude, like way up there, fuck up there, and like legendary YouTube channels for sure. So
I mean, like
no, go ahead.
Like Smosh and all those people. Like, I mean, like I eventually like got to do like a video with Anthony, and
that was gonna be the next one I was gonna talk about, because like,
oh really?
Yeah, because I have it right here. That's the very last one. It's like a Harley and Anthony Padilla. Because when I saw the Anthony Padilla one, I was like, oh my god, that's Johnny from. Oh my god, he's still doing the thing. So now
he's still emo. Yeah.
But true. Like,
Anthony, I don't remember. He was just doing an emo video, and he like maybe he started following me back like a little bit before that, but that was like the craziest thing. And he's just, I think he's one of the YouTubers that's like, I mean, all of Smosh, honestly, they, at least from an outsider perspective, they just really have kept it together really nicely and really have stayed out of like controversies.
They're very squeaky clean for sure. And
and they still have like adult humor and stuff, but like when it comes to drama, like they're like never really had anything that was like, oh, they did this or anything
other than the drama that they had with one another.
Oh yeah, but that's fine.
No, for sure. Did you see that video that they did reading the letters to one another when they first came back?
Yes.
Oof.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
no, that's what I love about them though. They're doing it so right, because they're like being real. They're fucking hitting it.
I agree with that so much. But yeah, like Epic Mealtime and Smosh, it's hard to put it into words, but they like defined an entire era of what like the whole fucking internet was at that time.
I mean, YouTube literally back in the day, the top popular people were literally like, it was like 10 channels, you know what I mean? It was like the freaking like front people like Fred, Niga Higa, what is it, Equals 3, yeah, so I mean, it's like there was probably a lot more. I mean, Tobuscus, etc. You know, but
No, but there is really that like handful of like OGs that really like got things going. But like Smosh was kind of in that era before Epic Mealtime. Epic Mealtime kind of came like early 2010s to kind of like, all right, now we're going crazy out here in fucking Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Oh yeah, Smosh was pretty much as early as it practically gets.
Yeah, exactly. Like they didn't even have like a fully formed YouTube idea. They had their own like website. They were like making.
I literally consider them the first at this point for just because they were doing it that way. You know, it's like, how do you top that? But yeah, I mean, Anthony's the coolest. I gotta actually see them. I gotta meet Ian because I went to what's it called?
VidCon.
Yeah, VidCon. Yeah, and we saw them. It was just right when they got back together, and I was like, I'm nervous, but I was like, we were backstage, and I was like, I hope Anthony remembers me. Like, he liked my stuff. Like, well, like, but you know, it's like different because I've only met him like once. You know, like.
Nah, of course, I remember that picture, man. Legendary.
Yeah, he was super sweet, and like Ian was super cool, and I was like talking to them, and I was like, do another song with I Set My Friends on Fire and shit. Like, so I was trying to make that happen. I don't know if it ever will, but we'll see. But no, they're great. Like, they were both so like genuinely, and it was cool as fuck to like see them go off stage from like announcing that they were together, you know, and like people just seeing them for the first time together, and then just like talking to each other and stuff. And then like later on we went to like where the YouTubers hang out and stuff, and I would just like, they were just like, I thought I was only going to see them once, and they were just chilling the whole time, and like I was like,
that's surreal as fuck,
insane.
Dude. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so nothing but love for Smosh. Like, I don't know why they haven't had me on an episode, but you know,
I think it's coming. It's coming.
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been some interesting life moments for sure, and it's gonna be crazy to look back on someday when they keep on adding up, I'm sure.
Oh no, then they definitely will if you keep on existing and turning on your camera every now and then.
Yeah, I was thinking existing. I'm kind of over that, but this is probably the last day of that one. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dog.
No, I can't say that. Never mind. Demonetized. But yeah, no, that was, it's crazy. Like, when you look back on the moments, like I also like got to be a part of, like, it was a while ago, but one of my biggest videos back in the day was being on BuzzFeed with my mom.
Oh, like, true. I don't know if I know about the BuzzFeed video. They were the whole. No, go ahead.
Yeah, they were massive, but
yeah,
or I got to be on like back in the day, I got to do like the Fine Bros, like
I saw. Oh my god,
crazy. A couple of videos of that.
Talk about drama, my god.
Yeah,
imagine trying to own the word react. That was so funny.
That was a crazy one. And then there was like, I mean, and then I got like, you know, to eventually be on like Andy Biersack podcast a couple times, and it's like crazy stuff when you look back on like things, like, because even nowadays I still watch a lot of these like creators and stuff. It's just a little different now, but it's still like such a like cool thing to look back on and stuff. I don't know. I've been watching so many of these people since I was like 11 or so.
Yeah, dude, that would feel crazy, kind of like full circle moment. Because I can't even, like, when I was that age, like, there was no YouTube. Of course there was an internet, but there was no YouTube. So to have like,
it was pretty like I mean, like with TV stuff, it was probably even like, it would be crazier, quite honestly, because it's so untouchable feeling. Like,
yeah, traditional media was, you have to get an agent, and there was so much, and yet all the networking you'd have to do just to get on a stage somewhere. It's crazy what you got to do, even as like a stand-up comedian today, in order to make it in traditional media is insane. Whereas like some guy that's just good at Call of Duty can get fucking $1 million a day.
Yeah. XQC. No, just kidding.
Yeah, XQC's that's a whole different beast. Maybe a topic for a different day, that guy.
Every time I've seen XQC, he's so socially like the most random person ever, dude. I see him at a party and he's just eating pizza alone.
Yeah, I can totally see that. He probably has his like legs up like this, probably somewhere too.
Yes, and it's like crazy because he's so like unique as a human. So it's like seeing him like interact in person. Like, I've never really like talked to him too much, but I was just like, I thought, like, I don't know. It's like I don't expect him to be like not how he is on camera, but he's exactly like how he is. What the fuck?
Man, I can't even do a good impersonation of him because it's just
it's
so wild. He talks so fast.
He made me drink tequila. Well, he didn't make me, but he like fucking had like, I don't like tequila, but he was like, "Oh, dude, you just plug your nose and you drink." I was like, I have to do this just because it's such a fucking like story. Like,
oh, that's incredible. Oh, X, what a guy.
What a fucking. I think when I think of like influencers, like some of them have like the most like crazy personalities. That's like, okay, like you're like nobody else. Like there's like FouseyTUBE as well.
Yeah,
like,
there's nobody like FouseyTUBE, but that's kind of what like makes them them. You know what I mean? And kind of why their like profiles pop off so hard. Yeah, 100%. FouseyTUBE.
Yeah, I actually met him like right before he like really got canceled for like it was right when the airport stuff happened.
Damn, true. That airport stuff happened here in Toronto on his way back from fucking.
Oh, so bad.
Oh, dude, that shit's so bad.
Yeah, and I met him like right then, and I was like, I gotta get a photo with him. And then like after that, because I knew he was in some drama, but I didn't watch it. I was like, I watched the airport clip, and I was like, I can't post this photo.
Oh damn, not true.
If I posted it a week or so beforehand, sure, but like I can't post it.
No, probably not the best look. But
and then like a couple of weeks later, he gets like, fucking, he's still in like, I don't know if he's still in there, but he's like, gets to like the mental hospital and everything. It's like, damn. So
yeah, I kind of fell off his whole arc there. There was like the airport thing, then yeah, all that stuff that went down in the like hotel room and the cops coming to pick him up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
his ego got so crazy at one point. He was nice to me in person, but he was so manic, bro. You could just tell. And he just like, he was just treating people around him like, I'm not when I saw him, but like on videos when I would watch him, he was just treating people horribly, like very egotistical. And it was like, damn. So
yeah, and it was during his like comeback, because of course he was like the prankster guy. He got like exiled from the whole world because of his meltdowns or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when he came back with like, it seemed like a humble Fousey. I couldn't even wrap my mind around it. I was like, oh my god, this guy's out here to
the H3 podcast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I was rooting for him, and then he like lost himself again and kind of like almost did exactly what he did before. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like when he's popping, he just like loses it again. I don't know. He needs to just take care of his mental health.
He does, because it seems to be like the excitement of like a whole lot of viewers, and then not stopping a stream because he has so many viewers.
Unhealthy.
Yeah, no, and then it's like I can't go to sleep with all these people in my chat, and then that leads to being up for 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Now you're spiraling mentally. You have insomnia eating your brain. You have fucking 40 to 50,000 people watching you at any given moment.
Yeah, I was so invested for a minute there. It was like, because he was always on, so it was like, but it was, God, it's so toxic. It's insane. No words.
Yeah, it got real fucking crazy, real fucking fast. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you for having me on.
Dude, 3 hours, man. Good chat. Thank you, dude. Really appreciate it.
Longer. No,
huh?
I said the next podcast we'll do is longer.
Well, there's a lot more left on the table, that's for sure. No, that was like really easy and fun, and thank you so much for just hopping on.
Thanks for having me.
Dude,
it, and thanks for hearing me ramble about a billion stories and everything.
Oh man, absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for getting like into all of the nitty gritty stuff that isn't necessarily the funnest shit to talk about. And maybe next time we have a chat, we'll talk about just like, I don't know, emo music or something. That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds cool. We can like talk about where bands are now and shit.
Oh, that sounds so sick.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much.
Dude, my pleasure. And I'll see you around.
Boy. Wait, are we ending the stream or are we just ending the fucking...
Okay, I was going to... Before we go, now, what do you say at the end of your videos? I can't ever make it out.
Oh, because I always like say it really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, I say, stay happy, not crappy. Life's a bitch, don't quit. Peace out, thug pugs. I started saying that. I only say it because, well, now I like make a joke of it because I've said it so much in my like career, like because I've been saying it since I like pretty much started YouTube. I used to call it, like thug pugs and stuff, and I just like, I don't know, it was just like a thing, and it kind of just stayed, but now I kind of like sometimes I'll say it normal, but usually I'll fucking speed it up and I'll just say a bunch of mumble jumble.
I've never heard it normal, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think at this point I don't even say it normal.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And that was it. That was the first episode of Kickin' Back. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Huge thanks for Johnnie Guilbert to be the very first guest on this podcast. Much appreciations to go all around to everybody. So before you get out of here, if you're still around, which is crazy, we've been here for over 3 hours, but that's so sick. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That stuff really goes a long way, helps out the channel. I plan on making this like a weekly thing. I want to be back to kind of do it with more guests and that kind of thing. So if you have any ideas of who you want to see on the show, sound off down there in the comments. But until my next upload, you can watch these other uploads. Okay, see you later.